The hosts of the Swine Brothers show are not role models. They're not even human. They're complete monsters. The Swine Brothers show is dumb, crude, thoughtless, ugly, sexist, self-destructive, foolish, and a crime against humanity. Some of the things they do would cause a person to get hurt, expelled, arrested, possibly deported. The fact they blatantly ripped this off from another source should be an indicator of their shameless depravity. This extreme and bad taste will offend anyone with a working brain, so listener discretion is advised. If you're still here, welcome to the sewer of the internet.
And then after we fucking told him their dead daughter was a robot, we shot him dead!
Welcome to the Swine Brothers show. You know, before we get into it, I thought the intro, the first couple times I heard it, said some of the things they can get you to arrested, shot, maybe deported.
Yeah, I guarantee you some of the things we probably do deserve a shot for. That's just the things we say.
Yes, welcome to the Swine Brothers show. You can email us at cosmicgodsdie@gmail.com. I'm still not on Facebook. They still haven't responded to my reviewing the information thing.
But we still have a page up on Facebook.
That Jim is in charge of. Be warned. Yes, Facebook is Swine Brothers. I think it's SwineBro666 if you want to search for it. Like us, subscribe, and comment. Definitely comment and share. Share to your friends. Share to your enemies. Share to people you don't know.
Especially your enemies. That might do wonders for their psychology.
Yes, I am your host, Elliot Lindemood.
I am Jim, the Seeing Eye Mutant.
And if you're wondering why I don't just create another Facebook account, yeah, I tried that about 10 times, and they let it create, and then they block it because it's, yeah, so.
You just gotta get your IP changed, that's all.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I'm on Discord now. Moonblood Creek on Discord. Find me. Anyway, we were discussing before we came on some of the things that you do, some of the things we talk about could get you shot.
Yeah. And like, the one thing we were going into real briefly was we did that review on Fallout 4, well, mock review, sort of. We're probably going to do a full one eventually. But, you know, and we sat there shitting on it, so I got Elliot to sit down and finally play it with me after I did all the things that required sight. And he got to hear, you know, more of the role-play aspects, which, you know, the main plot was boring as fuck. Then we got to Far Harbor. And we found people that he actually liked. And, you know, I liked them the first time I played through it. And it's like, you know, they weren't, like, the best developed, but they were far more interesting than anyone we encountered in the main game.
Plus, there was brainwashing involved.
Mm-hmm. Josie Fuck is now a cultist of Adam. And she believes she's a synth.
Yes.
And we adored these people. We built up their societies. We helped them out. And then we sold everyone out and everyone is dead. The island is nuked. The fucking fans are down. Everyone is... The synth massacre happened. It's all over.
Yes, but that's nowhere near what we did to Kasumi.
Kasumi unfortunately died in the thing. We didn't kill her. We didn't kill anyone in Acadia. That was all the work, entirely the work of the people of Far Harbor going murdering everyone in Acadia.
How did we tell her parents?
We told her, yep, your daughter's dead. By the way, she wasn't really your daughter. She was a synth. And
God.
And then after they're sitting there broken, dejected, questioning what life was even worth because they were loving something that wasn't even their daughter, we shot them dead and ran away.
And with that, happy Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
This is how
we show love. We make you question it.
Of course, that's just in video games, not in real life.
Yes. Let's get on to real life, shall we?
What's on the clown show today?
Oh, We got Gina Carano. I'm gonna fucking butcher that. She was fired from Disney for tweeting things and changing her fucking pronouns to beep bop boop because she was referencing fucking R2D2 and she doesn't pay attention to how kids play on the internet these days and have to have pronouns
something about
that are weird.
She said something about being a conservative in this country is like being a Jew in Nazi Germany, which is kind of disrespectful.
Kind of disrespectful, but also kind of accurate. I mean, on one level, it's like, okay, you're not in concentration camps yet. On the other hand, you have fucking people trying to destroy your lives because you're saying that maybe we shouldn't have socialism, which has destroyed many lives and forced the very people they said, whoa, we're going to make certain you have bread. No, you're not even getting bread because it all goes to the party.
And I'd just like to say I'm not a conservative, but even it goes way too far in the other direction sometimes.
Yeah.
If you like this political figure, and he's different than mine, so I'm going to blacklist you.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, she's fired over this bullshit, and fucking, stupid as it is, and then she gets a new job from like a conservative website. Oh wow, good for her. And it's like everyone keeps going on and on about fucking cancel culture, which and I love the response about it. It's like it's just people suffering consequences for the things they say. Okay, just wait till you say something that people disapprove of. Because, this show is nothing but what people disapprove of. Left, right, center, anything rational and sane. Even lunatics disagree with us.
I'm going to say one thing. If you're a kid and you're watching this and you think, I like cancel culture, I think people should be held accountable, make sure you have a very clean asshole.
No one's asshole's ever that clean, because everyone makes mistakes. It's part of being human, and God. I just love the way it's like, no, this person never made a mistake, and they idolize this person. Meanwhile, 2 years later, something gets dug up. It's like, oh, I am so disappointed in them. I've lost all respect for this person because X, Y, Z.
Humans are flawed.
No, the whole entire aspect kind of pisses me off, but at the same time, the thing that pisses me off more is people don't stand their ground. I mean, fucking Gina Carano stood her ground and found a new job and said, fuck you, I'll just be over here doing my thing. Screw off.
Yes, but some people think that's...
And, here's the whole thing I gotta take from it. Is the fact that back during the fucking recession of 2007, I went homeless. I lost everything, including rights to my own kids. You're listening to me now. I have a roof over my head and food in my stomach. Hell, I just recently went through a month where I was unemployed, desperately seeking work, and I finally got myself a job again. It doesn't matter how destroyed you are, how many curveballs you get hit in the face with while at bat in life. You fucking just get back up and rebuild yourself. As long as you're still kicking, you can do it. Stand your fucking ground. Build yourself back up from your own fucking ashes and do it. Don't sit there and cry, oh, boo-hoo, cancel culture got me. Say, yeah, cancel culture is bullshit, but I'm going to fucking show them. I'm going to fucking make myself even better than I was last time. And yes, a lot of things burn. A lot of things could be destroyed. It took me years to get back up where I could fucking stand on my own 2 feet again. And then that ended up getting destroyed from the last relationship. And now I'm standing with a little bit of help. And I'm going to be back on my feet again soon. Because this job sounds like it's going to be giving me all the overtime that I was promised at the last job. But didn't get because the fucking virus hit. This job at least has the overtime even with the virus going on.
Evil Knievel once said, "A man can fail many, many times, or can fall many, many times, but he's only a failure when he refuses to get back up."
Exactly, and that's just
And
what you fucking gotta do. Fuck these people.
and he
Screw
would
them
know
in their
something.
fucking ears. I don't care. Take a fucking corn cob and rape their ears with said corn cob. Not literally.
And
I
he would
think
know
I have to
something.
say not literally in this case, because we've gone off the deep end already here.
Oh, allegedly take a corn cob.
Yeah, allegedly take a corn cob, allegedly raping their ear with it, with the corn still attached so it falls off inside their brain and maybe make them more intelligent.
Allegedly means we're talking out of our ass.
Yeah. Allegedly. Our alleged asses are speaking at the moment.
Yeah, because we don't want to get sued.
Yeah. But then again, what good would it do people to fucking squeeze blood from a fucking rock? God, I'm so fucking broke.
Well, there is the moral high ground factor.
Mm-hmm.
There is the he said this, we have to use him as a sacrificial lamb.
Oh, yeah. I just love how this played out. First they had the hashtag fire Gina Carano because she made references and that was just an excuse and all that shit. And everyone's saying, oh, well, they fired her because she was conservative. Yeah, whatever the reason. It's still the final straw that did it.
Yeah.
So whatever, don't give a shit. And
Yeah.
then immediately after, what happens? Canceled Disney Plus began trending. After they did their act of appeasement. And then, right after that started trending, she got a new job.
Oops. I mean, and yeah, people
She
can
says
argue.
flat out, the Daily Wire is helping make one of my dreams to develop and produce my own film come true. I cried out and my prayer was answered. Well,
People
good for
can-
you. I'm actually very happy about that. My prayer was answered. I got food in my stomach and a fucking roof over my head.
People will argue, of course, that, well, she's gone down in the world.
No, fuck that. Who cares? You're still able to do. What, how fucking far down I went? Sleeping under a bridge, haven't eaten in a couple days. Contemplating whether I should go up to the local gay club and offer to fucking prostitute myself sucking cock so I could fucking get bus money to get a bus to a place that was rumored to have her. Fucking the Pittsburgh shelter didn't even have an extra bed, I found out. So that would have fucking been pointless. It was the fucking Washington City Mission that had a bed, and I was able to get myself down there and into that. Both were about, roughly an hour and a half drive, so, So, me sucking a cock for bus money to get to a place that was rumored to have a bed would have failed. But still, I was contemplating it. I almost did it. Because I was just that fucking desperate to fucking get somewhere where I might have a chance to survive, better chance of survival than sleeping under a bridge. What I fucking love is that you get these people talking peace, love, and acceptance who beat the living shit out of someone I was sleeping in the same shelter with. I fucking saw him come back after his hospital visit. Peace, love, acceptance. No, they fucking ran around and beat up a fucking homeless guy because fuck you, you're a fucking homeless guy. No one cares. No one's gonna miss you. But we care. And we love people. Can't we all just get along?
Or they peace, love, and acceptance people beating up people because they have different political views. Now, okay, if they started, I'm all for. If
this guy didn't start it because these were. He could tell just by looking up they were underage kids, and if he fought back, he would face jail time.
Yeah.
And he told me the whole time he was receiving the beating, he was like, do I want to go to prison to ensure I have a head over my head for the next couple years at the cost of ruining certain career options? Or do I take the beating? This is part of his thought process, because he knew that if he even tried to defend himself, the first thing the judge would be like, oh, you assaulted a minor, even though they started it.
Yep. But yeah, peace and love. Unless, you're a target.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
I mean, homeless people give fucking socialism such a bad name. That's why they gotta be purged first.
Yep. But yeah, but then you also have the people who beat up people who maybe have right-wing beliefs because they have right-wing.
But that's just a reenactment of the fucking 1920s in Germany. Whenever you had the left-wingers and right-wingers clashing in the streets, screaming at each other, and because the fucking right-wingers kept losing the fist brawls, they got all the sympathy and were voted in, and wow, we have Nazis now.
Oops. Hey, but don't worry, we can control them. How did that work?
It never works.
No, it never worked. So yeah, but it's just... We were talking earlier, before we went on air, about the very early days of the Swine Brothers show back under its old name, and about how, like, Jim had to, I don't want to say wake me up because that sounds very conspiracy theorist, or,
I just had to show him a few articles showing him, yes, because even I was shocked when I started reading this shit. It's like, these are the people I laughed at back in the 1990s when I was in college, laughed in their faces because they were fringe whack jobs, and now it's mainstream.
These are the people my friends and I laughed at because we were pretty left-wing, but we laughed at people like that because it was like, wait a minute, what? This is so not us.
This is not supposed to be in the mainstream. It's supposed to be laughed off to the side. Here it is, right in our faces. How did it get in the mainstream? I don't give a fuck.
But
I mean, I could go through a huge fucking long and drawn out possibility, but who gives a fuck? It's here. You want to know how the mindset's created? It's pretty much... Okay, everyone's got the cool kids that they all look up to, that they want to be like, the fucking role models and all this.
Yes.
But, the role models typically got things going for them. And that's why they're being looked up to. So they're like, okay, so how do I be like that? And they bought into this shit because it's quick, easy. I could cast off any doubts that I'm a decent human being by saying I ascribe to XYZ.
Yes.
And that's it. And it's been like that with polite society for ever. It all depends upon whatever the fucking current social paradigm is. I mean, you go back to the fucking Dark Ages, being Christian is what got you ahead in the fucking polite society, so people doubled down and had their own little inquisitions and shit. It's the same damn thing throughout the generations. Go back to the fucking 1950s and fucking, communism. Yeah, communism was fucking horrible, but fucking McCarthyism was also fucking horrible.
Yes.
But, you get these wild witch hunts. Go back to the fucking 80s and 90s. We had fucking Satanism everywhere, and fucking everything's gotta be bashed because Satan, 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 and God, I'm the satanic baby killer of Jeanette. Because I listen to metal. And no infant corpses were found in my dad's backyard whenever they sold his house due to him getting it foreclosed on. So, the legend shifted from me killing them and burying them in my backyard to me opening an evil vortex directly to hell and handing the dead infants over to the Dark Lord himself, which, dear God, if I could open an evil vortex to hell, do you really think I'd do it just to hand over a baby? No, I'd be fucking unleashing demons on people saying, fuck you. I want to play Doom 2 in real life. Let's bring these fuckers out. Come on. Bring out the Cacodemon. Yeah.
And by the way, viewers, when I heard that there were no corpses found when Jim told me that, I lost all respect for him.
Exactly.
How dare you not have corpses?
Speaking of corpses. Alright, that was Lux Farah by Dynasty of Darkness.
And why we are posting that is a story that actually kind of pissed me off.
Yeah, and it goes hand in hand with things we were just talking about.
So, Scott, I remember. So this is one of the. It might have been on this channel. It might have been on one of my throwaway channels. Scott and I were doing a live stream very late at night. We were talking about, scary things. Things that you don't believe in, but at night can kind of scare the shit out of you. Paranormal stuff and aliens. And he was talking about a video of a woman acting strangely in an elevator, and then they found her dead. And it turns out that this is so. I didn't think anything of it, and then I read this story.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's name was like Morbid. They did a fucking Netflix documentary.
He's a Mexican singer. There was a Netflix documentary about the murder of that woman who was acting strangely in an elevator.
Mm-hmm.
And they showed that the hotel that she was at, and a bunch of internet jackoffs, sleuths, assholes. Hey, this guy was at the same hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And he writes
at the same time, except the time was separated by 1 year.
Oops. And he writes songs.
They
about
had
murder.
the same date, but it's different year on the damn receipt.
And he writes songs about murder.
Mm-hmm.
So the attention, they hounded him, and he tried to commit suicide. So here's some internet people with zero detective experience, with zero education in anything, who have fucked with some guy's life. Great job, guys.
Cancel culture works all the way around. We just find something, and you don't even have to have done the thing. You just get destroyed.
Yeah.
But this was murder. Yeah, it was murder, but you got the wrong guy. Isn't it better that, a guilty man go free than have a single innocent man punished?
But the police but we hate the police, so we have to police ourselves because, they brutalize people or something.
I don't even know. I mean, the whole thing's like, Satan and fucking, he sings about murder, so obviously he's a murderer. No.
Does that mean Danny Lilker from Anthrax, SOD, Brutal Truth is a murderer? Look at him. He looks like a stone mop.
Yeah, I know. People just get these fucking things up their ass where it's like, oh my god, I gotta look for anything that vindicate things. And even though, there was something actual, real life that happened here, and it wasn't just someone's opinion, someone's life gets destroyed based on fucking rumor. Like I said, I was the satanic baby killer, Jeanette, and god, that cost me a lot of jobs before I even got them because people were aware of it.
Just imagine if the internet, was as widespread now. But, okay, so the thing is, I mean, it starts to piss me off when it starts to affect people, when your little pet theory starts to actually affect real people. I mean, you can... It's just, ugh.
Yeah, once in a while, fucking they get it right. They found the right info. They find the right murderer. But a lot of times it's just like, all fucking circumstantial, and there's nothing linking the person, and then you actually find... And most of the time they find the real murderer, who was the exact opposite of, who the internet sleuths thought it was.
I mean...
But then you still get the internet sleuths that aren't informed they caught the right guy. And it's like, oh my god, we still have to destroy this person. No, it's the wrong person, you moron.
I mean, okay. The scary thing is I could be an internet sleuth. What qualifications do I have to be a sleuth?
You're blind, so obviously you see more than everyone else.
Yeah, I'm a psychic. Jim is responsible for all the...
No. I said you were psycho, not psychic.
I need to clean out my ears then. Jim is responsible for all the wars in the world. Psycho, psychic. What's the difference?
Yeah. And this is the guy I promoted to my blind prophet. In the cult of the Jim.
Oh, shit.
He will lead people in the desert for 40 years. before we have our holy war over which version of dissident aggressor is better. He thinks Slayer. I think the original.
Slayer. You're fucking wrong.
Fucking Priest,
Even
man.
though I love the original.
Yeah, and the worst part is we love them both about the same.
I had the original stuck in my head for about 3 months.
Fucking shit. I didn't even know that fucking Judas Priest did Dissident Aggressor
I didn't
until I
at first
actually fucking read the fucking thing inside the insert.
I didn't know until my friend. Yeah, you know that's a cover song, right? No, okay, so because I knew Judas Priest from Breaking the Law, which was okay, and Living After Midnight, which, well, sucked. And then, yeah, you know that's a Priest cover, right? And I was like, wait, what do you mean? And then they played me Dissident Aggressor. Holy fuck!
This is awesome.
Yeah, so it completely, because Breaking the Law is whatever, but Living After Midnight was like, wait, this is a band who was like influential? This sucks.
And then you heard what actually was really kick-ass, and I was like, oh my god, you know.
Yeah, Dissident Aggressor, Electric Eye.
Electric Eye,
Exciter.
oh god. I still want to do a fucking Fallout New Vegas video with Electric Eye.
I want to do one with Exciter. Yeah.
Electric Eye fits the scenario. I don't know about Exciter. Well, it kind of does, but...
Yeah.
Electric Eye is just 100%, you know, lore-friendly there. It's like they got the eye bots, plus the government did watch everything you did, plus, you know, everything's destroyed because of the government control. It's great.
Oh, yeah. I love 80s paranoia songs, you know, about Russia or Cold War or government surveillance or something like that. There's just such an awesome...
It's also part of what makes it timeless, because these threats are always here, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, at any nanosecond, they could just flip the switch and we're all erased. Goodbye. Welcome to my new post-nuclear Holocaust fucking wonderland.
I went on vacation in about Easter of 2017 to an off-road park. And we actually did have TV. And my mom liked to watch CNN, unfortunately. And CNN was all talking about how North Korea was threatening to nuke everything. And they actually had experts on CNN talking about the likelihood of North Korea setting off nuclear weapons. And I was like, damn, that's kind of heavy.
Yep. I mean,
But,
we let the genie out of the bottle in the 1940s, and like fucking, you know, that's how we ended the damn war, but now everyone's got them. And those that don't have them are trying to get them.
yes, and so every, I don't know, 20, 30 years, that specter of nuclear annihilation kind of pokes up its head. You know,
It's
the
fucking
80s.
glorious, I think, because it's just like, you know, I mean, I have to say, you know, with the fucking pandemic shit, you know, people getting all fearful sucks. At least the nuclear annihilation thing, it was really fun watching them flail about every time we were fearful of nuclear annihilation.
Yeah. Well,
This sucks because they're actually closing down businesses and shit, and people can't find work and they're starving. And I know all about starvation. I don't fucking... You see, I think, you know, me wanting to cut open my enemy and slowly torture him using his intestines as a base cord is far more humane than having my enemy go homeless. Going homeless sucks horribly. I don't wish that on my worst enemy. I've been there. I know how bad it is. You know, at least you get to die soon if I cut you open. Homeless kind of just goes on and you wither.
There's supposed
And
to be
your
a writ
brain
on.
starts going. That was fucking horrible, man. I lost so many IQ points just fucking being homeless, because it's like you're so damn worried and focused, pinpointed on survival, that like it's like it wears at your will, it wears at your intelligence, it wears at every element that you are, until you fucking get out. And that's just the mental aspect. We're not talking about the physical shit of, am I going to eat today? Is this person going to beat the shit out of me because I'm just some local fucking homeless dude? Ha ha, you don't matter, and I get to beat the shit out of you. Or, someone decides to knife you thinking that, like, your shoes are better than theirs and they might be able to fucking get $3 for them.
I tried bringing it up in a group and got kicked out of the group. Because, there's supposed to be a writ on evictions. Yeah, and landlords are going, well, you can sue them if you get kicked out.
Yeah. So, meaning you're already kicked out.
And with what money are you going to sue? Lawyers cost money, interestingly enough.
Yes, and not a lot of them are going to do pro bono, especially with the mass volume going on.
Yep. But there's a couple homeless shelters that have been open.
But you'll notice the ones that they'll go pro bono for are the ones that, like, they'll fucking, have names for themselves within a community or have something going. And the average Joe Schmo that this happens to, fuck them. Because they're not going to go pro bono for them.
There are a few good lawyers who will go pro bono, and that is something that I have to say. If you do, become successful, give back every once in a while.
Yeah, and I understand. You got to eat, too, so you're going to have to fucking take cases for money, but at the same time, one here, one there. Which even with, having only one paying case and, 20 others that, are pro bono, you could still only cover how many people that went homeless through all this.
Oh, yeah, no. Even if you go pro bono on a couple, you're not going to be able to get
all of them. And,
no. And so now downtown LA has fleas.
And I heard the plague came back.
Yeah, I haven't heard much about that for a while, but yes, fleas and fucking just. Yeah,
and we're not talking about the modern day plague. No, we're talking about the Dark Ages Black Plague.
Somebody was talking about how she went downtown and there were bite marks all over my fancy dress. Bug bites. I was like,
shows you for putting the people there.
Yeah.
With your fucking insane, let's vote for these policies that do nothing but fucking leave people out in the streets while claiming to help them. Because they have to be in the streets before we can help them. And then we got to keep them in the streets so we can continue helping them. Wait, that's how the law's rigged? Yeah.
Well, then it's just so expensive to live in California anymore. Well,
yeah, that's pretty much because, you got your Richies moving out there and fucking. They don't want to have to deal with the street vermin, so of course, prices go up to make certain only other Richies hang out with them. And then whenever they start seeing people shitting in the streets and they can't do anything about it because we got to be ultra inclusive because do they have a toilet?
Did you hear about I think it was a school in San Francisco that wanted to rename itself because it was called Abraham Lincoln High School or something like that, or was it elementary? I don't remember. Anyway, it was a school named by Abraham Lincoln, and people were mad because Abraham Lincoln was a racist. The guy who freed slaves.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: even if it was called Robert E. Lee Elementary School or whatever, in San Francisco, there's human shit on the sidewalks. Do you really think your kid is going to care what the school's named after? There's human shit on the sidewalks, people.
Yeah.
Because San Francisco's so expensive. And actually, I have a great way of shutting these people up. Okay, let's say it's in Chicago, and it's called Abraham Lincoln Elementary School. Let's say we're going to change it, okay? We're going to change the name of the school. Bye by Abraham Lincoln, hello Jeffrey Dahmer Elementary School.
There we go.
John Wayne Gacy High School.
That's what we need.
Jim Jones for San Francisco, the cult leader.
Yeah, Jim Jones. Oh God.
You can
I'm gonna have to get a picture of that up sometime. Maybe I'll do it this time if I could find the actual backup. But my actual screen is skit they did for to make fun of the WB store. Yeah, the WB store when it was new in Mad Magazine. They were making fun of it by doing shit, and one of the things was a painting of Daffy Duck playing the part of Jim Jones and all the other Looney Tunes characters, drinking the Kool-Aid or hunting the people running away. It was fucking great.
Oh, that's the thing I sent you?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't...
It also had this craps lithograph where, like, the frog was pissing in the streets and, like, people were playing craps. There was, like, a prostitute there, and, it was all Looney Tunes characters the same. It was fucking great.
Because you asked for that, and I tried reading it, but my screen reader didn't like it, so I wondered what the hell I sent you.
Oh, yeah. It's a fucking great picture.
Cool.
But I know all about Jim Jones is the point here.
Yes, you can either have Abraham Lincoln or you can have Jeffrey Dahmer High School.
I want Jim Jones High School.
Or Jim Jones. I want Jim Jones High School.
Here, today for lunch we're having Kool-Aid.
Flavor
Sorry,
Aid.
it's just Flavor Aid.
Which means that Jim Jones was a cheapskate.
He did have a few packets of actual Kool-Aid. I'm guessing that was saved for, like, the Ed Men's, so they'd get the good shit and everyone else would get the Flavor Aid. Because, fuck my lowers. If I'm going to die in style. Everyone else, fuck them.
Yeah. you get the cheap shit. I mean, if I was going to have all my cultists commit suicide, I'd at least make some, like, lasagna or something.
Have a giant feast, man. God, make it a party.
Yeah.
And then your final toast is like one shot down. Okay, we had our fun.
And then everyone
just think about people trying to rename all this shit. It's just a sign that you got the fucking richy ass bastards sitting there saying, "Oh no, I'm like for the common man." But the truly privileged people, the fucking elites, all know deep down that they're fucking frauds.
Charles Manson High School.
I mean, this is why they're doing it. They're all fucking frauds. They sit here and say, "I'm for the poor person" and all this shit. And they suffer this deep existential guilt because they realize they're frauds. So they have to cling to all this fucking shit.
That New York chick, AOC, who's been in all the news, she keeps flaunting that I was a bartender waiting tables at someone, but hey, you made more money in a New York bar than I made in a year.
Mm-hmm.
Son of a bitch.
Uh-huh. I mean, they just fucking gotta demonstrate how truly compassionate they are by having every single fucking quick, here's a checkbox, I did this, haha. And they rub it in your face they did something good or they once suffered. I was once, I grew up poor. But then, I sort of, made $10 million and, all this shit, working places. Or I got a trust fund going now and, it's all good. But I was poor once.
Yeah, but, I mean... Yeah, right. And meanwhile, Harley Flanagan actually grew up on the street. And notice he doesn't... I mean, yeah, he talks about it, but he doesn't,
I sit here and I talk about the time I was homeless, but I use it as an explanation saying, yeah. And then you got to work at it, and yes, it's fucking difficult. Sometimes it's nigh impossible, especially if we get these things that put more restrictions on, like, fucking shit. The biggest bullshit we got going on is that you need a fucking mailing address in order to get most jobs. Fucking... Yeah. Okay. So, how does someone that's homeless get work to get up off the streets? Oh, they get under the table work. They get paid in cash.
Yep.
But what's the big push now? Let's have a cashless society.
Yep.
Great. We're just going to fucking destroy all the homeless people then. Let them starve to death. Fuck them.
Yep. Because, yeah.
Sure, there's plenty that put themselves there because they're fucking addicts or fucking, just lazy fucks. Then you got the ones that actually had bad circumstances hit and are trying to work their way out. They'll take anything to get out. And yeah, fucking working for cash under the table, that's great. We go completely cashless, and the person doesn't have an account to take cashless because they didn't have enough money to get the computer while everything was fucking being transferred over to fucking get the damn thing set up. Oh well, you're fucked. You're gonna starve to death now. Enjoy. But we're compassionate. We're truly loving. We're truly caring. Truly profound. Keepers of all art and humanity itself.
And
Fuck
if you want a mailing,
you.
And if you want a mailing address, well, maybe you can get a P.O. box, but those are kind of hard to get sometimes.
Dude, you need money to get a P.O. box.
Yeah,
if you're homeless
exactly.
without money, and we are in a cashless society, you can't make money to get the P.O. box in order to have any shit.
But Jim, I mean, you could just ask your parents for money, or better yet, and you know who I'm parroting now, you could just go live on your other friend's couch, because that's what being homeless is couch surfing.
Oh God, couch surfing is not fucking true homelessness. True homelessness is I have nowhere to go, no one to rely on. My family at the time didn't have the fucking means to assist me. So I had to fucking fend 100% for myself with no one else to lean on. I built myself up from nothing. Losing rights to my own kids in the process because the fucking ex-wife gave them up and I had no place to take them.
And you wonder why we made fun of him until he left.
Yeah, you fucking pretentious fucker. It's just like, why don't you just eat cake? No, I would have eaten cake if it was offered, but it wasn't, so fucking I had to sit there contemplating whether I wanted to suck cock for a bus ride to a place that was rumored, not confirmed, hell. In reality, it didn't even have a fucking spare bed, but it was rumored to have one, so I was willing to fucking take a bus there and suck a cock to get it.
You made a point in your little writing that you didn't like that people gave you canned food because you had no way of opening it, and you found out years later there was a way of opening it that was on a show that you couldn't have seen because you didn't have access to a fucking TV.
Or the computer or anything, because I was fucking homeless. So it's like, yeah, you could have done this. Yeah, how was I supposed to know this? I mean, sure, as a kid, I was tested with a insanely high IQ. And yes, I still had a pretty damn high IQ after years of drugs. But when you're homeless, you're so focused on trying to fucking survive that you can't think of these things on your own. And whenever you try to, it always fucking backfires. God. And you gotta fucking bathe in a sink in a fucking gas station, praying to God they fucking don't fucking lay the hammer on you for loitering because you didn't buy anything.
Well, yeah, what's his name? John Joseph from the Cro-Mags was talking about, he was raised he had a foster home, but they were like really fucking brutal. Like they wouldn't let him take baths or whatever. Or if they let him take baths, they wouldn't let him drain the dirty water out. So the way he took a shower every morning on the way to school was he went into the a gas station bathroom and he took the soap that they had, an Irish Spring, and he would wash himself in that. And he was like, God, I wonder what the mess we left that someone else had to clean up. What are they doing in there?
There was one point where, while I was homeless, I bathed in the Monongahela River. While it was cold outside, it was going on winter. So,
wow.
Yeah, the Mon is not a clean river, especially where the part of it I dipped into. But I stank so bad I needed to do something. And I washed with my clothes on and strung them out and hung them up. And the one change I had, I put on. But I was still fucking... It's not an experience I wish on anyone. It's fucking horrid. This is why I don't even wish my worst enemies to go homeless.
And you were homeless in, like, the snow. It wasn't like California where, oh no, it's going to dip into the 50s, which sucks, but...
The 50s is fucking... Dude, here, the 50s is actually pretty decent. I don't think the 50s suck at all. But that's because, I'm used to fucking cold, as it's now -2 outside. Fahrenheit.
Yes, here it gets to, I should probably close my window.
Yeah, here it's like, dear God, do I have fire because I don't have any heating oil or anything?
Yeah, that's... But yeah, people don't, well, like I said, a lot of, and then if you tell people these stories, then you're living in the past, or you're fucking
That's what
whatever.
I hate too. It's like you're just living in the past all the time. It's like, no, fucking shit. I built myself up from this. I am past this point. I'm trying to set an example for others to say you can get fucked over in life, completely royally foobar, and still do something as long as you're motivated to do so. Don't be fucking defeated. Stand your ground. Fucking crawl back up from whatever fucking... You get fucking hit in the face with a baseball bat. I did, and I got back up. And I'm not even talking figuratively in that situation. That was actually literal. Someone hit me in the face with a fucking baseball bat because I was the satanic baby killer.
You get injured in a... Look, okay, so Jim knows I like racing. I think everyone knows I like racing. There's a guy named Alex Zanardi, right? Racer driver. He lost both his legs and 75% of his blood in a racing accident. Okay? I can't even imagine losing 75% of my blood.
Yeah.
So he never raced again, right? That's the end of his story. Never raced again.
Time to just sit there and fucking be depressed all the time. And
he was back racing 2 years later.
Yeah, because you're determined to fucking keep going.
And winning.
God, it took me years to get back to where I had a roof over my head from being homeless. Outside of a shelter. But god damn it, I fucking did it. Even during the fucking recession. No one's hiring. I kept plugging away at shit. I kept trying shit. I found a shelter with a bed so I could actually get myself a job. Fuck.
There's a great article that Robin Miller wrote about, racers who got, from adversity. I mean, if your hands were broken, Jim, if you're a racer and your hands were broken, what would you do?
I fucking play video games. If my hands were broken, I would cry. And then I'd try to find a way to fucking work my hands so I could play video games again.
You would cry, or would you get pins in your hands and shape them to hold a steering wheel, meaning for the rest of your life, your hands are going to be misshapen, but you can get back into a car? Because that's what Jim Hurtubise did.
That's good. That's very good. All I gotta do is have the fucking things so that I can kind of move things and just figure out how to move my arms so my hands do what I want. When I move the joystick, that would work.
Unfortunately, he wasn't quite the same racing driver after that.
But still, at least he still went. Fuck it, I'm gonna do this.
Or what about Merle Bettenhausen, who lost his arm? No, he didn't lose it. He didn't lose his arm. They found it in the groove in turn 2 at Michigan. Okay? If you lost your arm, what would you do?
Oh, God. Let's get some bionics going in that case.
Well, you can't get bionics.
I know.
He got he got a fake arm, and he went back and he won a midget championship.
There you go.
If you were involved in a racing crash like Ernie Irvan, and you had, I don't know, given a 75% chance of dying, and yet he came back and he won at the track. So there, I mean,
everyone is in a static place. They have the same thing for all eternity and never change. Because I am the lover of Mother Earth. I love the ozone layer. I love everything. Inner cities. I hate gentrification. I love, mentors that are different things and fucking cherish diversity. But, everything's static all the time, never changing, and we can never forgive a person for something they did 30 years ago, because once you say something, you're always that thing. You can never change your mind. You cannot. I believe in evolution, but people can't evolve as people. There's no redemption. God.
I got banned from a forum for saying I hope Kyle Larson does well in his return. If you aren't following this story, Kyle Larson is a racing driver who last Easter said something he shouldn't have. He thought the microphone wasn't on, and he said a word he should not have. Talking to one of his friends, using some homie speak, because he was my age and that word was used. I'm not trying to justify it or anything, but that word was used in my high school. Everyone used it, except for me, because I just thought it was idiotic. Anyway, he got fired from his ride. His sponsors left him, and he made a public apology, and it sounded like he was actually sorry and that he meant what he said. That he meant he was sorry. He also went dirt racing and won 40-something races. Now he's back in NASCAR, and no, you can't say that you hope he does well. You're banned.
Oh, good. He should win races then. Fuck these people.
He won 40-something races last year.
Good.
I mean, watching him on dirt was the highlight of my year. The dude can find momentum just... Oh, man. Anyway, so...
You see, I remember playing dirt tracks on Gran Turismo, and dear God, that was a fucking bitch to make some of those turns. Even harder than the fucking regular tracks. Much harder.
I don't know how he went, but he went from third to losing the race by like an inch because the guy could just find momentums like places where no one else can. Honestly, he's probably the best driver I've seen. And I've seen a lot of drivers. But yeah, I'm glad that he's back, and he's apologized. He said that he was wrong, and he's hopefully learned from this experience.
But I am the keeper of all culture, all that is art, and all that is human decency. That is why you have to be destroyed, and you can never be forgiven for anything ever. Die, 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 kill, 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 go homeless.
Well, yes, in a metal forum, they were talking about how you shouldn't listen to SOD because it's called Speak English or Die. 36 years after the fact.
Not realizing the whole thing was poking fun at the sentiment. Well, it was parodying the sentiment of, 100% fucking America or die. It was parodying that fucking notion, and you're bashing a song that was parodying the notion.
Part of the problem was, of course, Billy Milano looks like a skinhead. But who wrote all the lyrics to that? Scott Ian, the little Jewish kid. And Billy used to hate that. Scott, you asshole! You write all this shit and I get the blame for it. But, yeah, people, and that's, that album's been stirring shit from when it was released. Extreme Noise Terror wrote a song called If You're Only In It For The Music, SOD Off. Lawnmower Death wrote a song called Fascist and Tubby. It's just funny that Milano got all the shit for it when Scott Ian wrote all the lyrics. Unfortunately, I think Milano believes some of it now. The guy's fucking nut job. But so yeah, you can never be forgiven. You can never. Ugh.
Yes, there's zero paths to redemption. You never change your aesthetic being. You're always the whatever. Even if you never did the things, you just being accused of it is enough.
Yes, even if you're being accused of it, which is good that
beep bop boop is a crime against humanity.
Which is cool to see that some bands who have been accused of stuff and who were dropped by their label have been re-signed and have new albums out.
Mm-hmm.
That is cool to see, honestly, because it's just
don't fucking back down. Just keep going. Pick yourself up from the muck and go.
And a lot of these people are anti-theists. Let's put it that way. I have nothing against atheists personally. I have nothing against any religion or belief system. What I have against are the anti-theists.
Oh God, the ones that fucking turn the concept of atheism itself into a religion. You take fucking, there is no God, but now you have to add more things to it.
And those tend to be the people who are spearheading There is no path to redemption.
Yeah, because they can't fucking see how people... You believe in evolution, yet you can't accept that people can evolve. That they can evolve their personalities. They can experience different things and change their outlooks and behaviors based upon these experiences. Social evolution doesn't exist, but, genetic evolution does. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know what? I think we should all just go to the source.
I think so.
Coming down the road in a four-wheeler truck. Big tires on fire. They were drunk and stunk. They smelled like hell. On the way to the saloon from the tractor pulling contest. Baseball cap, FTP bumper stickers. There was no whooping, cheering night at the rodeo. Radio on, Country 104 FM. Had a case of Budweiser light on the seat. Case of FTP in the trunk. All of them down home boys, just out to make some noise, kicking ass in their 400 horsepower toys. They had to haul ass to the bar. They had to get there early to pick up a little girlie.
All right, that was Morbid Angels, Where the Slime Live, and the first one was, Domination, the D album, and the first one was Sewer Zombies with They Died with Their Willie Nelson T-shirts on.
That's a weird one. They're from Florida. That was from the Reach Out Ed LP. I always wanted to play that song on here because it's, I don't know, it's just very weird, but it's been in my head for a couple of years now. And besides, that is the best song title ever. Both bands are from Florida, actually. Hey, of course, Morbid Angel.
And both fit the sewer theme with slime and, sewer zombie.
Drunken rednecks. Trey Azagthoth is one of those. I swear he just gets weirder and weirder with age. So yes, a sewer theme, and rednecks dying. That's always fun.
Yes, we are the sewer of the internet. So we may as well.
Oh God, I got shit for that, by the way.
What?
That's so edgy.
Edgy my ass. It's been fucking so done to death that God.
That's so edgy. You guys are the sewer of the... There's so many things worse than you. I was like, well, yeah, that... I never said there were.
Yeah, there's things worse than the sewer.
We're allowed on YouTube, people. If we're allowed on YouTube, that means that we're not the bottom. But we're sort of the gateway to this.
Yes, it's like, you had Rotten.com, and then you had worse sites that showed even worse death scenes.
We've gone over this many times, and I know it's done to death, but I have to say it again. I think people say we're edgy because they can't comprehend that someone actually thinks like this.
Yeah, I know. God. I'm just being reminded now of a conversation I recently had where it's like, okay, I got a job now. Great, what are the health benefits like? Well, that's not my main priority. I have a hierarchy of needs to be fulfilled before I start thinking about fucking health insurance. Okay?
Okay.
First, I gotta make certain that there's food in my stomach and a roof over my head. After that, I gotta make certain that I have a means to get to work. Okay,
yes.
That way I can maintain the income coming in. However I work, that's what I gotta fucking hammer out. Those are the needs really before that. Then I gotta make certain I have a little extra cash before I start spending on fucking healthcare. Because even subsidized, it takes a lot out of your paycheck. And I want to make certain I have some backup cash that can save money for the next time things happen. Hopefully the next time never comes, but, it's happened several times already. I just got done with a fucking month of being unemployed.
Yeah, yes.
Because I lost my last job, and it's like, thank you, I'll take this.
We should point that out really quick. So yes, there will be no more stories about Jim cheating death.
Yeah, sitting there on the fucking flagging traffic. That was fun, just seeing human stupidity. I mean, it's great for my safety, not so good for the show.
Actually, it's great for the show, not so good for... It's great for the show hearing your stories, but probably not so good for your, being alive thing.
Yeah, because I could have died so many times at that job. Because people are just fucking idiots. I mean, yeah, I hear all the stories about the idiot flaggers directing traffic, but drivers are fucking horrendous. God.
And that was the horrible thing, because...
Why are you holding me up? I'm a doctor, damn it. I'm trying to get home. Because if you drove right now, you would have a giant fucking saw killing you. My favorite was the guy who blew a road closed sign. It was clearly labeled. He even ran over a fucking cone to pull into a parking space right by the doctor's office. Which, by the way, had an entrance that was not on the road closed side, that had plenty of parking spaces right in front of it that he could have pulled into, but no, he had to pull into that spot. So he was willing to miss. It's a 6-foot tall saw attached to a backhoe. It rips up concrete, and he missed it by maybe half a foot. So,
you know what they should do?
This thing's ripping up concrete could have killed him very easily because his side would have been facing it. If it had moved just a couple more inches in the time it took him to pull in that fucking parking space that he had to go save his life, by almost killing himself, and there was a completely safe entrance for him to get into that was not bothered by the fucking concrete saw, that was not part of the road closed. It was on the active lane that we were directing through. How stupid can you be?
You know what they should do? Okay, and I realize they can't do this, and I realize it's horrible, but I'm just saying this for, you know what they should do? Let a couple people, get killed, get into the saw, and then, like, have their photos, like, on a huge billboard. This is what you will do. This is what will become of you. A couple
thinking about
sacrifices.
driving past the road closed, think again.
Oh my God. Yes, I realize they can't do that and blah, 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 but...
Oh no, we would be sued into non-existence because, oh my God, I got money, I'm a doctor. I can afford the lawyer to say that, like, I didn't have it clearly labeled, even though it was clearly labeled and had cones, and I ran over a cone.
Yes. So, I mean, which is horrible because, I mean, yes, those stories mean that you were, like, an inch away from dying, and yet I love those stories, and I'm just like... I'm laughing my ass off, then I'm thinking, oh wait, you could be killed.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, yes.
They're still funny.
But still, it's like there's a huge, like I was saying though, just to survive, there's a hierarchy of needs. Do I have the basics covered before I can start thinking about health insurance? It's not that I don't want health insurance. I need health insurance. But it's lower on my hierarchy. First, I got to make certain that the base elements are covered before I can say, okay, now I can give up some of my paycheck to get health insurance. Because I make $5 too much to get the fucking free shit. And on top of that, the subsidized still cuts into my paycheck. So if I can't survive otherwise, and I can't do anything, then I can't get it.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's a definite need I have. I want it. I need it. But at the same time, it's lower on my hierarchy list because if I can't even do the baseline survival mode, fucking cut all other expenses out, this is what I need. If I can't
then
do
all the health
that,
insurance
then how can I eat health insurance?
Yeah.
How can I have a roof over my head with health insurance? Sure, I could get hospitalized, but being hospitalized means I lose my job. Meaning, if I lose my job, I lose my health insurance. Then I gotta sit there for months on end arguing to get the free shit while I'm in there, and which time I might get better and get out, and now I'm fucking completely homeless because I had health insurance, but I couldn't afford anything else.
Yes.
So there's a huge hierarchy of needs that to be fulfilled first. This is what it's like being poor. You got to figure out what you need first. What is the baseline? And where do you go from there?
And then some kids set you on fire because it's fun.
Yeah, really.
I mean, yeah, you have to. Well, yeah, you have to have your priorities, and you have to make sure that you can.
And trust me, getting health insurance is very high. It has always been very high on my list, but I didn't have other things covered.
But if you can't eat, then all your health insurance is going to help you.
Right, because, I'm starving to death, but I could fucking go in and get cured of the common cold.
Awesome.
How does that give me food?
Eat cough drops.
Just eat, just eat cake, like every socialist wants you to do. Just do what I do, eat cake, you're rich.
That's. See, I never understood the whole let them eat cake thing, and then I realized that, oh yeah, that's because she's so out of touch with people. Well,
she always has cake, so that's the cheapest thing she has.
Why don't they just eat cake?
Not realizing, bread's even cheaper, but fucking idiots.
Yeah,
and it's like always the rich people saying, but it'll work because it's there, everything, And my favorite's like hearing the conflation with the welfare state, conflating that with socialism. Yes, it was born of a socialist idea, but you want to know who pulled off the welfare state? Capitalist societies. Because they were capable of generating enough playtime revenue with taxes that we could actually feed our less fortunate to some degree. Poorer nations don't have this option.
Now, I mean, but what do you think of the people who play homeless? So, for example, there was a girl who was signing a rent on her apartment when a squatters' rights advocate came to her and said, "You shouldn't be paying for this. You should be squatting." So she left her apartment, which she could afford, and went to go squat in a vacant building because squatters' rights advocate.
That's just fucking bullshit.
Yeah, that's pretty yuppie.
That's like, because you got to. This is always done by people that have money to fall back on. That it's like, oh, I could go out and get food and get my base necessities. If I get cold, I just get myself a kerosene heater. Meanwhile, I didn't have such money.
Meanwhile, Puke was telling stories about, looking for soup kitchens.
Oh, soup kitchens. I've done that.
Yep.
I mean, fucking shit. And whenever none were around, fucking you don't eat. And sometimes they only operate 1 day a week.
Yep.
So you might get one meal a week. I've seen this. And then
Or
your fucking food bank, they require certain forms of ID and proof. And the ones around here require proof that you're on public assistance, but without a mailing address, you can't get on public assistance.
Or you can always go dumpster diving.
Oh, God.
And die that way.
Yeah. Maggoty bread is so fulfilling. Oh, my God. And the mix of fucking... And you don't know if you're eating someone's vomit or food.
That's appetizing. So, yeah, but...
Yeah, the whole thing is, you don't know what the fuck's in that fucking dumpster.
Yep.
I mean, if it was exclusively one item, then yeah, sure, go in, cut out the bad parts and eat what's still good. But there's no guarantee that it's just the food. They throw other things away into a dumpster.
And the things can mix with the food.
Mm-hmm. And those things are very toxic and fatal. Like, cleaning fluids and other people's vomit. Because they had to mop it up off the floor and they couldn't dump it down the drain, so they fucking threw it in the dumpster.
But yeah, these are the people who we talk to, the people who think that, well, but Jim, if you need money, just go work online.
Yeah, do you realize how difficult it is to break God?
Yes, I do realize how difficult
I've
that
been
is.
trying to get into entertainment for ages. Since before, the internet was anywhere near capable of hosting long-term videos. You were lucky to have a flash video that lasted longer than 30 seconds because it was dial-up modem. That's how long I've been trying to break into fucking entertainment. Still haven't. And that's pretty much what getting work online is. Your entertainment. Or you have a degree or fucking know enough that you don't need a degree about fucking programming to program a website. I lost out on that wagon. I could do some programming logic on the very basic scale of basic, but that's about it. I didn't learn C, C++, anything past the base level of HTML. I know a little bit about the base level of it. To get a couple images to show. Ooh, wow. That's so amazing. I'm a website designer. No, I'm not.
If you are a programmer and you would like to get in touch with us, do so at cosmicgodsdie@gmail.com. Trust me, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, unfortunately we can't pay yet, so we can't fucking say it's an actual job.
No, but
even this show here, I've been doing this for how many years now, and we got like a dozen viewers. Oh wow, I don't even feel right asking for money at that point. It's just a dozen people.
I am trying to
if I had a couple of people commenting in this section right now saying, hey, I'd throw you like, $20, I'd think about setting up an account with one of these websites to say, hey, I'll give you $20 so that way I can say, here, you could have some beer money, Elliot, and I'll get some fucking sandwich at work money.
We tried creating one. And Bitch Boy, what was it, like
Bitch
100?
Boy fucking tried it, and he was like trying to give these tiers, saying like, for this much, I could fly you out and meet. Wait,
It was like $100.
But, like, that would cost... That's just the cost of a one-way fucking airline ticket to one place, and we wouldn't even be at the same place because we're on opposite coasts.
It
How
was
could you
so
guarantee that for $100? Because I don't have fucking... Oh, God.
It was so fucking stupid.
It's like, why are you making promises we can't keep? But that's what other people do. Yeah, but that's illegal. Like, people can actually take you to court and sue you for fraud.
I mean,
you fucking cretin.
I mean, I'll fly out and meet you for like 1,000.
Yeah. Hell, for 1,000, I could probably start setting up a pad for you.
But
to come
100
to and just move here, and then like we'd be in one central location and have a more steady set schedule because he's blind and I got work. So if I could knock him out of bed at the right time, we might actually be able to make daily content then.
Well, and I'm 3 hours behind, so it's like, do you want to do something? Motherfucker, I'm sleeping. Go away.
Or I'm sleeping, or you know.
Or
It's either you woke me up in the middle of the night for what? Or, dude, I'm trying to get to sleep. I just got off work.
Yeah, but that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
So we find,
you know, with the same time zone, at least we get our sleep schedules in sync, sort of, and I could just fucking say, pissant, here's coffee, here's fucking food. Now, fucking go take a shit after you're done, and then we'll get on air.
But I have to watch this race. You can watch it later, asshole.
I can watch it while I'm at work. I work for 8 hours. That's plenty of time to do a lot of shit.
I am actually trying to, I don't want to say have a career, but I would like to do something professional in entertainment as, you know, a broadcaster type thing.
And, you know, getting a job online, you know, I'd like that. But, you know, that's not as easy as just get it. Well, if you know people are willing to get you in, no problem, sure. But I don't know anyone like that.
I am if you now, okay, viewers out there, I you know, if you have in the faintest idea of how the hell to get a broadcasting job that isn't completely soul-sucking, or you know what, give me one that's soul-sucking. I'll start there. Let me know.
That's right. Sell out all your values for $5.
Well, what values?
It's better than going homeless.
What values?
Fuck you. I know you got values. They're just not the same as other people's values.
That's always the funny thing, because I always do the whole, I don't have any values, and then I find out that I do have values. You know, you do the hardcore, you know, I don't have any fucking values. What are you talking about?
And it's like, oh yeah, we did, like, whenever we fucking shot Kasumi's parents, it's like, oh my god, I think we actually crossed something I disagree with, because that was appalling, because we killed all the people we liked, and that was bad. That was bad, but we didn't like them enough to actually feel too bad about it.
I think I stopped.
It was like telling your parents, yeah, your daughter's dead. By the way, she really wasn't your daughter, and now I'm shooting you. Oh my god, that was horrible.
I don't know. I could have been laughing still, but
you were still laughing, but you were laughing because it was just way too horrible. It's like, whoa, what did we just? Oh my god, did we? Oh my god.
Yeah, it was a different laughter. It was a, if this was in real life, I would have killed me.
Yeah.
How could you not kill someone if they did something like that?
And poor Nick Valentine, we traumatized to the point that he couldn't conceive of what we did, so he just started deleting his own memories. And that's the only way he could put up with being with us, because he was just too traumatized to murder us.
But see, this is what we do in fucking video game world.
Mm-hmm.
This is not what we do in reality world.
Yeah.
In reality world, we're somewhat sane.
Or at least have some form of morality.
Yes.
As loose as it is, it's like, yeah, go ahead, fuck who you want. I don't care how many people, but, you know, because I've been quite a slut.
It's always a fun thing where I can actually, like, horrify myself with some of the things, because you know but you remember back when I first started doing the show, I was like, I don't have any morals. I'm fucking hardcore.
Yeah,
And
and
then
then I pushed the buttons like, oh my god, I actually disagree with this.
Yes.
Haha, Elliot has morals.
Yeah, well, Jim's a cock.
That's right.
Yes,
But seriously, my morals are very defined, but they're also kind of like, you know, there's a lot of behavior that I restrict for myself that I permit in others because I realized, hey, you know, this destroyed me, so I'm not going to do it. But hey, you go ahead and do that. You could destroy yourself and learn the lesson yourself, or you could take me as an example and say, that's why I don't do that.
I'm waiting for the usual.
Either way, you know, it'll work, or you'll die. But hey, you know.
I'm waiting for the usual suspects. Oh, great! Now they've turned into fucking children.
Yay, children!
Children of. By the way, I'd like to say, I really quick, and I should have said this in the opening. If you're wondering why we're not covering the Iced Earth John Schaefer thing, which I did want to cover, it's because there's a live stream on Metal Blast, which is a channel on YouTube. It's a website, a very good website, and you should all support it, called The Radicalization of John Schaefer, which pretty much says everything I wanted to say about, if you don't, he was involved in the riots and things like that. And there's a great video called The Radicalization of John Schaefer you should all check out after this episode. And that's kind of why I didn't say anything about it. He said everything I wanted to say, but it's kind of better.
I didn't see the whole damn thing, but, you know.
You did watch a little bit of it, I think.
Mm-hmm. I had like 30 seconds to spare it that day.
I
remember saying there was things I disagreed with, but, you know, at least it was kind of as balanced as it could get, so I'm fine with that.
There are a few things I disagreed with, but it was kind of small, and I get what he was saying. But yeah, Metal Blast. I like him.
Mm-hmm.
Metal Blast and Reaper Metal Productions. If you haven't subscribed to the show, if you haven't subscribed to them as well as us, you are a poser.
Mm-hmm. Or you're Jim and you're just too damn lazy.
If I knew your fucking password, I'd do it for you.
I know you would.
But if I know your password,
it's always the case, though. It's like I forget about it, and then like you say it again. It's like I should probably do that, and then I forget again by the end of the show.
How long did it take you to? How long did I have to poke and prod to get you to read that goddamn manifesto?
Oh, that took months. You poking and prodding. You kept telling it was a laugh riot, and dear God, I'm
dude,
like,
it's a laugh riot. Oh yeah, okay. Dude,
I read it, and it was a laugh riot. And, oh my God.
I keep having to if I say it enough, he'll actually listen.
Yes, because sometimes I just get so lost in different things I'm doing between writing, gaming, work, maintaining relationships, that sort of thing.
Taking a shit
on my shit with more shit.
I know, and I give you a hard time because that's what I do. But if I wasn't giving you a hard time, why the hell am I here?
So let's give someone else a hard time, shall we?
Let's give someone else a hard time.
All right, that was Asphyx with the Nameless Elite. Off the Nameless Elite.
off of their new album Necroceros, which you should buy. It is one of the best albums I've heard this year. And the CD comes with the DVD.
Next was the Legion of Death with DUI.
Off of their Legion of Death album. It's a great sort of mix of punk and death metal. They actually called it deathcore back then, 1988.
Yeah.
But of course, that has nothing to do with actual deathcore. Martin Van Durden actually looks, the singer for Asphyx, actually looks pretty good for an alcoholic, a 50-something-year-old alcoholic, except for he has no teeth. Apparently he drools a lot when he sings. So that's your future, Jim.
That is
Welcome
indeed
to
my
the-
future.
Welcome to the Swine Brothers show.
I murder every day.
So yes, I mean, just talking about triumphing over adversity. Remember when that was actually an attribute to be admired, and people, wow, he got back up.
Yeah, he went through hell and, rose again. Oh my God, that's so awesome. And now it's like, oh my God, it's so unjust. Please help him.
Yes.
God.
Well, no, that's the other
I
thing.
mean,
I
it's
was gonna
nice
say.
to go out and help people that need it, but at the same time, you bash people who fucking actually did claw out of adversity, or you create the adversity which destroyed someone.
That's the other thing I was gonna say is, if you talk about your hard times, either they say, "Oh, shut up, you're living in the," or they pity you. Oh, you poor thing.
I don't need fucking pity. What I needed was a fucking sandwich.
That's actually a great line.
Yeah, fucking
That
shit. I can't eat pity. I can eat a sandwich. I can, at least, take a few, like, sheets of plywood and make a makeshift shelter that was better than the fucking bridge. I do have a
yeah.
little bit of carpentry skill. I'm not as good as, like, getting professional work done, but I can do a few things. I was much better with electrical wiring.
Huh.
Granted, I can't do anything that's really complex, but I can change outlets and put in new wiring for basic shit.
Which is something that's needed.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably pick it up again real easy, but I gotta fucking sit here and get my base needs covered first before I even think about going to fucking tech school to pick up the things I lost again and then building on that for something more complex and maybe finding a job wiring weird things.
I always said electrician is like, a kind of a special trade because that's the only thing that you're working with shit you can't see.
Technically. I mean, you can see the wires, you just can't tell if it's on or off.
Until you put your tongue to it.
I mean, you go up to the damn fuse box and rip out the fucking breaker saying it's off. Fuck you, I'm not fucking with this otherwise. That's if you're ultra paranoid. Usually you just turn it off or turn it off, and it's good. But if you're ultra paranoid, remove the fucking breaker. Now it's off.
Yeah. Or you just put someone's tongue on it. Here, is it on?
I mean,
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah,
I mean, if I had to go on to the live wire part of things, I mean, even doing the live wire kind of things, there's a thing outside that you pull the switch on to turn it off, and it turns off like half the block. But, like, you only need that for a couple minutes while you turn it back on,
Yeah, and that's if you're really cautious, or if there's something where.
No, that's something where you're doing the wire into the fucking circuit breaker.
Yeah.
When you're doing the live wire from the line into the breaker, that's when you just shut the whole thing and block off.
Yeah. I'm not taking any goddamn chances there.
Dude, you get hit by one of those wires, your head blows up.
Oh, yeah.
Like you are a crispy cooked critter instantly.
Oh, yeah.
If you fucking
ever
stick
seen
your
like
tongue to fucking live wire that hit the ground, man. God.
You ever seen like a sparrow hit it? It just cooks the fucking thing.
Yeah, but it's got to be grounded for that to happen.
Yep.
But you still don't want to fuck with it while you're in the air because you're not airborne and you're not standing only on the wire. You're standing in a bucket.
Yes.
Which is connected to the ground. Even though it's through rubber, it's still going to go down. Once you're grounded, you're fucking doomed.
Yes.
And the only way we can play with it, because we don't have wings, is to be grounded.
Yeah.
And it's even not wise to do it if you weren't. But, birds are too dumb. And they're not grounded most of the time, so they're fine.
Yep. But when you're grounded, you are a great electricity. It's got to go somewhere. Why not through you? Ow.
O-U-C-H. Oh, God, that was Human Cannonball for the Atari. For the first few years I had my Atari, that was one of the games I kept playing, but I never played it to win because it was more fun just launching a guy 100 miles an hour into either the moving obstacle, which was like a moving wall, or into the side of the net, or shooting him completely off the screen. And it took me years to realize that the letters that were up there were O-U-C-H. And it was done in this box that, like, I thought it was O-H-C-U. Aku. Not
Aku.
like, or a hook. And then I was like, oh, no, wait, you were supposed to read it the other way. It's ouch. Okay.
Well, that's
But it was hilarious just torturing the guy. And then when I started playing it for real, it's like, oh, this is basic fucking ballistics. Very basic. It's not taking into account wind shear or any of that because you're just doing,
Yeah.
But still, it was interesting because, I had enough, in fourth grade, I had enough math background to figure out that this was basic ballistics, and I was capable of playing the game and killing it. And it was still fun torturing the guy, but, it was more. It was also kind of fun to beat it for a while till it got boring beating it.
The game I was telling
knew
you,
enough math to do it.
the plane game I was telling you about. I mean, I played it straight through once, and it was a fun game. You engage the enemies in various battles or whatever. But it was more fun to ram all of your own people out of the sky, and then go back down with no problem. Damn it, Blaze! You lost another crew. Don't let this happen again. Wait, you lost another crew? So this has happened before.
Back in the days whenever arcades were kings still, we're talking like early 90s, towards the tail end of it.
Oh,
They had a game called Lethal Enforcers. It was a light gun game, and you were supposed to play the cops, shoot the bad guys, and let the prisoners live. I was willing to spend extra quarters just to shoot the prisoners and innocent people. It's like, please help me. Bang! I helped you. You're free from this mortal coil.
There was we did a show that never saw the light of day, but we did do a show where we talked about various games we played. And I was telling Jim, so there was a game we played. It was the YMCA had a game that was a truck game where you fixed a truck and then drove the truck. But we never got onto the driving part because it was very boring to just fix it because you had to just do again and again and again. But there was a cheat code we found where you could take a gigantic, wrench or hammer or something and start beating the other mechanic with it.
That's what you need. There's this game, I think it's called Hot Shots Golf, where, you can just randomly beat the living piss out of your caddy. Somehow it makes you golf better, but, it's like, okay, he's lining up for the putt. Whap! 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 And it's in. It's a birdie.
but the thing is, so it was supposed to be an educational game, where you figure out the value of teamwork or whatever. I don't remember what the education, but we waited for the counselor person to leave the room. We put the cheat code and then went to town on him for 10 minutes straight. Whap, 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 whap. Dear God, why? When I say 10 minutes straight, I mean literally for 10 minutes.
Oh, God, that reminds me of my one friend whenever we were playing Vice City. And this guy cut him off while his car was on fire, and he escaped his car. While it was on fire. It's like, you cut me off before I could fucking launch it directly into the river. You pissed me off.
Yes.
So he started running behind it, punching the thing. He didn't have any weapons. So he just punched this car that was just trying to speed away from the maniac, punching the car for about an hour until the thing finally caught fire from him punching it. And then he said, my work here is done. It was the principle of the matter. You don't cut me off while I'm trying to launch my flaming car into the river.
What ended it was some moron accidentally did the cheat code while one of the counselors was in the room, and game was uninstalled.
No.
Jim, once one of my classrooms had a game, an educational game that was supposed to teach you something called Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Oh, God, I remember.
Yes.
I forget which version it was, but I remember that one of the scenarios was you were in competition with a fucking other park that was right by yours, and you had to make more money than them in a certain time. So my solution to the problem was I built a roller coaster, this huge hill that went straight down so it would get maximum velocity. Yes. Then I made it turn to the side that was going towards the park, raise up a little bit, and then cut it off there.
Yes.
So what happened was you had the roller coaster go up, hit max velocity, then launch in the other person's park. So I got people paying me piddlywinks because this isn't a fun ride. Meanwhile, the other people are getting news reports. No matter how good they build it, the news is like people are dying in their park. The part left out of the news because the game didn't compute for this play style was, I was the one making them die in his park. So they'd still give me money, and like no one went to his park because too many people died in his park, even though they were all my cousins.
All of my things lost money because I don't remember what we did, but we somehow got the cars to like launch into the air and explode, and we called it the fireworks display. Dun, 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 dun. Best fireworks display ever. There was another game we played called NASCAR 98. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I realize this is off topic, but fuck it. And you had a cheat code where you could shoot lasers out of your car. So I would park on a straightaway, listen to hear the cars come. Laser, laser, laser. Hey, I'm in front. Or I told you about the 2-player game, right? Where we were doing a 500-mile race, and I crashed the entire field, and there were like 30 cautions, and I somehow finished third. But my friend won because he was like, I knew where you were on the track, and I just knew to stay away because I was just hitting everything.
Oh my god!
And his question was, this was like 2 hours into a 4-hour. How is your car still moving?
Okay.
I don't know.
So back in the day, back when I got my first Pentium, I think it was a 386. I mean, CD drive technology was just like this new thing.
Oh, hell yeah.
CD-ROM, oh my god, that's in the computer. And like one of the games that was pre-installed on it was F1 Race. And if you put it on easy mode, your car was invincible, but the other people's weren't.
Oof.
So what I did was at the start of the race, I made a U-turn and went the wrong way down the track, then slammed, taking out all the other cars.
Yep.
Now, the way that the fucking AI did it for the fucking caution flag was you had to go as fast as the lead car was. And since, first place was going 0 miles an hour, I had to go 0 miles an hour until caution went away. So, the best way to go 0 miles an hour and still win the race was driving in reverse, as slow as that was. And I drove in reverse for multiple laps until it finally let me go for like the last 2 laps of easy mode. It's going forward. It's like, finally. But I won after I killed everyone else.
I did that. I did the same thing in F1 95, I think it was, where you could, where that happened. You can go the wrong way and your car was invincible. The other one was, there was a NASCAR truck game. I love the truck series. I've always loved the truck series. There was a NASCAR truck game. And at the end of qualifying, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to hit the brakes and bring the truck to a stop. Or you could just let off the gas and I don't know what the hell it hit because there were 5 seconds of booms. So
I won the race. Boom! I ran into the wall, and now my flaming corpse is blowing up in the stands, and now it's in the parking lot blowing up.
My dad's words were priceless. That's not hitting the brakes. Oh my god! And that's a pretty loud crash sound. So it was kind of it was pretty loud. It was like, oops! It was just 5 seconds of that. I don't know what the hell I hit, but it's in the parking lot. Just
Yeah, his flame carcass hit the wall. Tires fell down in the crowd, and it went over the wall into the parking lot, blew up, and he took out random cars parked there.
Hey, but I qualified on pole.
Pole position! Now you need a new car. Fuck. And maybe a new life. Gotta eat that magic mushroom for the 1-up now.
My other favorite thing to do was to blow the engine, because the game wouldn't stop. So you'd be sitting, and then your truck would be sitting in the middle of the track, and you just wait and wait. And basically, you only blow your engine on road courses because that's the only one you had to shift. So, like Portland International Raceway. So you have to wait for like a minute and a half, and then the pack would come barreling towards you. Oh dear God, they're all hitting him.
I sucked at the races on San Andreas. So my way of beating them was I'd put in the "Everyone Hates You" code. Then
Yes.
right at the start, instead of them racing, they'd get out of their cars to try to beat me down while I sped off. And all I had to do is put up with normie traffic now, who everyone's trying to kill me still. And that's how I won the race. They hate me so much I win.
They hate me so much they
got out of their cars.
fuck the race. Let's get them.
Yeah. It was great.
Fuck the race. Get them. Wait, but you could always hit him with your car.
No, I want to feel his last breath escape from my fingers.
Another thing I used to love in that game was in the plane game was I used to love plunging out of the sky. Okay, so what I do is I get like 4 or 5 people ramming out of the sky, which are, Blaze, help me, I'm crashing. Yeah, Blaze just killed you. And then I would like nose down out of the sky. Blaze crashed. Yeah, he was the one who was killing you. Another one was the seaplane, which I tried to crash, but you can't crash on water, so I just sort of floated there for an hour. You told me a story about floating a bus in midair.
Oh my god. That was off of Grand Theft Auto 3. And one of the side missions was you had to like steal certain vehicles and at these different spots to unlock, the ability to get one of the vehicles you stole at any time.
Yes.
And it was also part of the completion thing.
Yes.
And one of the buses I had to get was steal for the thing. Okay, the place I had to drop it off was in the first area, but I had to go to the second area, and I was trying to do this before the game would let you, so the bridge was out. So I entered the flying cars cheat. I get across the bridge, then I'd have to fly a bus over the gap in the bridge. And of course, of the acceptable music stations to us, because most of the music sucked, it was either listening to Laszlo or fucking which was always a good time, or we listened to the classical music station. So we had the classical music station on, and you heard dun 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 dun. So I'm trying to fly a bus, which is unwieldy as fuck.
You're telling me. I once tried to fly a ship. Okay, so just imagine you're sitting there, right, and a ship is coming towards you. Not an airship, a boat ship that's in midair.
See, I flew a fucking regular fucking boat, like a speedboat on fucking Vice City. That was fun.
Yes, but
and then like it didn't maintain air long enough, and it like landed in the middle of the fucking highway.
Why is
You're
there
on
a-
your commute to work.
Why
and
is
you're
there
driving
a,
down the fucking a 4-lane highway, and all of a sudden this boat, no water in sight, but this boat just lands there in the middle of the
Why is there a
street.
boat in the middle of the highway?
That's almost as bad as the times on fucking San Andreas that I drove a tank the wrong way down the fucking interstate.
Nice. But okay, so just imagine you're driving down the road, right?
Uh-huh.
When a ship, a huge ship is coming towards you in midair. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Reality is gone now. Goodbye.
Now we were able to keep it in midair, but my friend was like, dude, this is literally the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Because you can imagine how unwieldy that ship is to control in
I
the
know.
air.
Fucking controlling a bus is unwieldy.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh my god, there's a ship in midair.
I mean,
then
in
we
fucking
land-
Vice City, they have this one thing that's like just above the actual ceiling as high as you could go. So
Yeah.
you have to turn the ceiling off so
Yes.
that like you could fly through the skies freely. And I turned it off, and I flew a tank into the into like the 50th story of a skyscraper office building.
So just imagine. You're getting off the elevator.
No, you're trying to get on the elevator to fucking deliver the paperwork you just did for middle management to the other department down below. Then the window breaks. There's a giant tank there. Down, 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 as the turret slowly turns towards you. I want no part of this anymore. Get me out of here.
The funniest part was we were trying to land the ship on a particular building, not because it was part of the mission, just because we wanted to, and he couldn't. It was like way too hard to steer, so I was like, okay, fuck it, and he crashed into the building. A ship has just hit the building. What do you mean? I mean, a ship has just impacted the building.
A fuel liner ship has just hit the building. We're done.
Unfortunately, it was a sailing ship. Which
A
makes it
sailing ship, even better. A sailing ship just hit our building.
What the fuck? Did my secretary give me acid in my coffee?
Did I do so much acid that it was... Oh my god.
And then
When did reality break? When
And
did
then-
reality break?
and then he becomes unmoored from reality because everything that's real he thinks is fake now.
Yeah. Reality just broke itself. I don't care anymore.
A sailing ship just crashed into my fucking. Oh yeah, no, it was a sailing ship, which is. But yeah, a fuel tanker would be good as well. But I thought the sailing ship was, hey, let's get this thing to fly. The funniest one was the Formula One game where you get it to rain frogs. That was fun. There was also there was an IndyCar game we played, IndyCar Racing 2, where the cars wouldn't flip but they would crash. So what you would do is you would hit a car and it would crash, but it wouldn't like stop crashing, and it would collect another car and then another car, and basically you'd have this rolling debris field that would just keep going around the track for 2 laps, collecting all the other cars.
See,
You
I
a
had
27 car.
I had like an 85 Olds when it as like one of my early cars, not my first one, but my second one. And this thing left a death cloud in real life. Like the thing, if I had to rev the engine at all, it would just spew this huge black smoke, and there was nothing that could be done about it. And the thing was falling apart. And I remember on Gran Turismo, I found it. I found my 85 Olds. And so I bought it. And then I found out it didn't drive like my 85 olds. So I bought all the mods I could just to fuck with it and make it drive as horribly as the 85 olds did. The same gear slippage, the same way that the thing would it would feel like the fucking whole thing just would swerve left and right and all that shit, you know, due to the wind hitting it the wrong way and all that. I had to trick out my car to the max to make it drive as shitty as it did. And then I took it racing, and amazingly, yeah, there were a few races I won, but my favorite race is one of the ones where it was one of the more complex tracks. I forget which one it was. It was one of the nighttime tracks that had the swerves, and I hit the turn at just the right angle that the wind carried it, and it flipped me on my roof, and it crashed the game. There was no way to regain control, no way to even do a soft reset. You had to like do a hard reset, go up to the console, hit the button to fucking turn it off, turn it on again. That was the only way to fix it, because you're not supposed to flip your car in Gran Turismo.
Yes, there were not supposed to be any flip physics. My favorite was a friend of mine had a Honda Civic in one of the GT games, I think it was, and he modified the engine to be the most powerful engine. I think it had 1,000 horsepower, but he did not modify any chassis, any suspension, any handling. So what he would do is, so he'd get one of his friends, and I haven't really played Gran Turismo. When he goes, okay, don't start with the Corvette, start with the Civic. I know Civic's boring, but you haven't, you need to start off with a slow car. Here, I'll give you this car. I'll give you the Civic. So he gives the Civic, steps on the gas, the car pulls to the right. So I mean, just imagine 1,000 horsepower Honda Civic with no modifications. How did that crash? You're just not that good of a driver. Oh, and my Civic has 1,000 horsepower and no, because the thing would just pull to the right so bad, because it was not able to withstand a fifth of that power.
Yeah.
And he would try to race it, which was hilarious, because he spun out by the first corner.
That's 1,000 horsepower for you, man. God, I remember even though, because Gran Turismo 2 had like one of the cars you could unlock was 1,000 horsepower cars, and they were like the ones tricked out for actual drag stripping, and you try driving those on a regular course. Oh God, that was a trip.
The funny thing is, he had two of these things. I finally convinced him, look, I want to see what a modified Civic with 1,000 horsepower can do. And he goes, all right, stop being a pussy. Those were his exact words. Because that's what he always said to me. All right, stop being a pussy. So he modified it and beat Ferraris.
Sweet.
But with the unmodified car, he spun out before it got to... How did he spin out on a straightaway?
That's awesome.
Because the car had so much power, it couldn't translate. It was like, these are stock tires and stock suspension.
Translation, you're fucked.
Stock transmission. And then, like I said, whenever someone, because they would sort of gingerly tap on the gas to sort of, it was just boom, boom.
You're dead. Wait a minute, this is a raising you. How come it just said you're dead?
It's a Honda Civic. I hate the Civic, okay? I hate the Honda Civic. Not because it's a bad car, but just because it's a boring car. But seeing a Honda Civic win the championship against Ferraris and Porsches and that was kind of
impressive.
But yes, I liked particularly when we did the unmodified car, where it was, oh my God, I spun out on the straightaway and I'm not even to the first corner and I've already collected all 5 cars.
Oops.
So, and then there was, like I said, the time when I would play. I would do the big tracks and I would do the small tracks, like Daytona and then Bristol. And Bristol, everyone was afraid to play with me at because it's such a small track, there's no room. But Daytona, because like I said, I would just wreck everyone. I would, and I would somehow finish third. I think at Bristol I finished third, 300 laps down. So in 500 laps, I completed 200 laps. And I finished third. Because I wrecked everyone else.
Oops.
35 cautions.
That should have been a black flag your tongue.
They should have black flagged me after like one caution. Yeah, no, 35 cautions. And my car worked. It had no body work at the end. The engine was smoking. 35 cautions.
Oh God, I had this one. I'm just sitting here thinking about the mass chaos there, and like, I had a series of Game Shark codes for Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and like it was just pure chaos and anarchy running down. Like if I pressed the R3 button while I was outside of a vehicle, it would spawn 4 clowns that just went completely psychotic to the city. So I did that a few times, hop in a car, drive around the block, and just watch as pure chaos and anarchy went down. Then I made everyone hate me on top of it all, so there's just nothing but carnage lying across every block and more clowns to keep up.
Just imagine if you were the television commentating on the race. Oh, there's another caution, and it's because
because of Dick Cole Elliott Lindemood over there, fucking bastard. When is he going to learn not to kill people on the track? Why are they still permitting this? Who did he bribe?
Basically, the way I kept surviving was I kept going into the pits, so they kept fixing the damage or removing stuff. And finally, the guy was like, and finally my friend was like, "Okay, we've had 24 cautions. Can I get a lap of green flag in before you do something stupid?" Restart. Caution. Nope. I finally said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna take a piss, and he went to go take a piss during one of the caution flags. It was a 4-hour race, Jim, because it should have been a 2-hour and 50-minute race at most. Great. But Jim, I finished third. 300 laps down.
Third, after eliminating your competition.
300 laps down.
You've been disqualified by having your car destroyed. Oh God, there was this Nintendo game called Base Wars.
Yeah.
And like it was a baseball league of nothing but robots set in the future, and the rule was if you got a tag out, you fought over the base. So whoever won, if the runner won, they got the base. If the guy with the ball won, you got an out. Okay, and like you'd shoot each other, use laser swords and punch each other and ram into each other and all that.
Yep.
Well, I found out something. If you hit someone with a pitch, it damages their robot. And everyone has like a max health, and they're only restored some after a fight. And like if you run out of health, your robot blows up. So I hit batters with pitches over and over again, and it kept damaging them, and like the score would be like 37-0. Then 3 robots would blow up. After the 3rd robot blew up, the other team didn't have enough to go on, and they were forced to forfeit. So you're ahead 37-0, and all of a sudden you have to forfeit. You lose. I was ahead by 37 points to nothing and lost.
My favorite. the NFL, or I don't know if it was NFL. Yeah, I think it was a licensed NFL game because it actually had like named players, but it was a football game where two things. One, I injured every single player on my own team because I would tackle horribly. Like literally everything would be a tackle. So there would be like 12 players moaning on the ground. Oh. The second thing was my team was literally so brutal and so ferocious. I think no team every team refused to play with my team. I don't remember what team. I think it was like the Broncos or something. Because that was the only team I knew. I don't remember what team, but it was like, your team is so ferocious, nobody will play with you. Because all we did was tackle. I didn't know the first thing about football. I just tackled people. But literally, I was injuring, the other player, but I was injuring my own players as well. So you just had all 24 players laying on, wishing for death.
Yeah, Bob had this one football game, and we literally just named our team Roid Monkey, and everyone on the team, every single person was just named Roid Monkey. Because we maxed all their stats and built them as these big behemoths with the smallest head we could make for them. We put on this huge hulking behemoth body. Whenever, and then we maxed out all their stats. It's like, Roid Monkey. Go forth, Roid Monkey. Win. Roid Monkeys.
I didn't know the first thing, because so the computer would do some of it, but basically what do you want to do? Tackle. So we would win games because all 24 players were dead. Oh, well, you win.
You win after being penalized 3,000 yards.
Yes.
You win.
Because the other team, I think, just actually 5 players died. I mean, your team's in bad shape, but their team is.
Oh my god, that's
actually
some flying V kind of shit. That's when they said we gotta actually put some rules into football. Here you are breaking those rules. Probably fined into oblivion. Perhaps even criminal charges filed. But, I'm certain everyone watched that game.
What do we do?
Who's going to live? Who's going to die?
Sir, we have a problem. What? Well, the team that's actually scoring goals, 5 of them just died because they were beaten by the other team so much that they just. We don't have enough reserves.
Blades of Steel, I remember that for like fucking Genesis and Nintendo. The whole thing, it was a fucking hockey game.
Oh,
and it let you get into fights. So
yes.
Every game, I'd abuse the fight button.
Yes.
So, I was always in the penalty box. But the other team would have to put in their third stringers because first and second string was injured. And that's how I won. With 2 people on the ice and everyone else sitting out the rest of the game in the penalty box.
Yeah, but Jim, you want MVP, most violent player.
Mm-hmm. It's like I scored a goal. Yay, let's celebrate by beating the shit out of my opponent.
Just imagine if you were the commentator. And I think one of them. I think someone just died.
No, it's like, oh great, everyone run! They just got another goal. They're looking for. Yep, they got the fight. To celebrate the goal. Oh my god, the other team always broke past the goalie. The goalie slaps it away, and it's another fight. How dare you fucking throw a puck at my goalie? Where the goalie got pissed and said, "Fuck this shit, I'm killing you. You don't throw a puck at me. We score on you."
Oh, but I mean, I used to love reading hockey stories. I was reading about this one guy. So this guy kept spitting at this hockey player.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the hockey player came up and drove his hockey stick into the guy's mouth. There were fucking teeth flying everywhere, and he's just spit now, motherfucker.
Yeah, you got a reason to spit now. You got to spit out your teeth.
Yeah.
Malcolm, you're just as beautiful as I am. This is hockey.
Welcome to hockey. But there are other games. Oh, the fight games. I used to knock all my players, all the fighters out, but I would always be disqualified because I just headbutt. They give you like 3 strikes, and I would just because headbutting knocked the players out. So what? I didn't care. Boom! You're not supposed to. Boom! 1 more strike. Oh, he's done. Well, you won, but you won in the worst, dirtiest way possible.
That reminds me, whenever we had one of the SmackDown versus Raws, where like you were capable of making and then started running your own seasons and like having your own pay-per-views and shit. And one of the matches was the death of John Cena. Because, we hated fucking faces to begin with, and he was like the pretty boy face. Fuck him.
And now he's trying to be a badass.
Okay, I don't care what he's doing now. It's just at the time. And my buddy was always into more wrestling than I was, but I didn't like him either because I remembered him from times I saw him. And, just the character he plays is just that way. It's like, oh God, please. But anyways, the pay-per-view was entitled "The Death of John Cena."
Good.
So it started off with like this fucking first blood match. Where, like, he had to beat him up, and he had to go against, and it was also a handicap. It was, like, 3 versus 1 first blood. So it went until he bled, pretty much. Then after that, it was fucking other hardcore match where it was a last man standing. So, 1-on-1, and he had to be beaten, already injured from the last match. Until, like, he went down and couldn't get back up. Then he had one more event to go through, which was, him versus the entire WWE. We had like 30 guys, one after another. No one pinned them. We just controlled them all as they came in and went out. And we'd ring out to get someone else new in, intentionally. Just so more and more people beat him. And then he was injured for like 3 years.
But see, the reason I bring up what he's doing now is because you mentioned that to me, and I was like, good. And I could sort of hear your voice. You're like, wait, what do you care about John Cena? Because I remember when he was really popular when I was in high school. He was trying to be a rapper.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he deserved it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, but
on the regular season before that match, we had like a fucking flaming ring match with him. That was good.
My favorite
a flaming
GTA
ring
party,
handicap match.
my favorite GTA party piece was to get out of a car, throw 2 either hand grenades or Molotov cocktail. No, hand grenades because they exploded. Throw 2 hand grenades and jump in the car and drive off before it exploded. And I remember, do you know how close you came to dying? Yes.
I understand the logics of this, but I can't see what I'm doing. If I don't get away in time, I die. Oh well. But if I don't die, then it looks really cool.
Yeah, 2 explosions.
There's always the chance, since you're blind, that you'll just run straight in the wall right beside them.
I did that. Yeah, I did that. I love the people fighting people cheat because I would just hear punching and I would start unleashing Molotov cocktails. Now, keep in mind, I can't see where the punching's coming from. I hear it, so I'm just like literally loosing guns and to an 8.
You may not even be hitting anything, or you might be hitting everything that you want to actually save, but it's now dead.
I didn't want to save anything, and then after 10 minutes, the punching stopped. just a minute, 10 minutes. Oh my God! Someone's gone insane. Oh, I'm running low on weapons. Got to do the weapons cheat again.
And people wonder why I want to just strip a flamethrower to his back and let him walk. Things are getting warmer over here. Ah! All right, let's get back on track here.
Yes.
when you fall. Abandoned minions of light. Angels sing us tonight. Leaving Earth is a victory. Come welcome your destiny. Now you're free. Here comes sweet death. No more lies of mystery. Here comes sweet death. Ride the mighty wings to see. The feet of earth awaits a burning fire. Eternal sleep on a stone. The soul starts to rise. This descends hell. You finally hear the death toll. You don't feel the pain. You're surrounded by flame. Leaving Earth is a victory. Come welcome your destiny. Eternally, here comes sweet death. No more lies of mystery. Here comes sweet death. Ride the mighty wings to sea. You feel the pain. You're surrounded by flame. Leaving Earth is a victory. Come welcome your destiny. Now you're free. Here comes sweet death. Fall into your empty grave. Here comes sweet death. Darkness slips into your veins. Here comes sweet death. Ride the mighty wings at sea. Here comes sweet death. Here comes sweet death.
All right, first was Judas Priest with Ram It Down.
That is a good song.
And then the next one was Midnight with Here Comes Sweet Death.
Making up very loud music.
What?
That is Midnight is cranking up very loud music.
Good.
I was thinking that the funniest one was the drag racing game that I played, where I was all ready for a run, and then I had to do something, and when I got back an hour later, the run was still active. So I went down the track as fast as I could, and the run was 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 6 seconds. Okay, so he's lost, and we're trying to get him off the staging lanes because we need the next pair. And what
He's lost miserably. Like, it was a green light. Hold on. You see him get out of the car. Like,
Get
his
him.
car there while it's still running. And
get him off the starting area. We need get him off the starting line. We need the next car's supposed to.
he locked the door. We can't jimmy it open.
At least it's a desert bus. At least it doesn't carry you back in real time. Desert bus was awesome.
Oh, God. Just thinking about all this shit here, it's just like, you have to realize that whenever people try to destroy all your shit, you either got to go underground and make your own, or sit there and cry. I advise the former.
You gotta go underground. I mean, what's the point of sitting there and crying? What's the point of self-pity?
God, if I sat there and did nothing but cry while I was homeless, I'd still be homeless. I had to fucking... I mean, yeah, sure, I spent some time doing it because, oh my god, this sucks. But after my initial hour of crying was over, it's like, okay, now how the fuck do I fix this?
How many times have you seen me go, well, this sucks, but then I'm like, whatever.
I mean, God, I fucking had breakups that fucking broke my heart. You fucking sat there and, like, you pointing and laughing at me actually helped. And they realized, yeah, I could get over this. Let's just go fucking find some more poontang or someone else that I can actually get into,
Well, you remember mine where I was like, bleh, and then you were like, dude, life sucks. Why don't you? I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I think 2018 it was the one where even I was like, man, this sucks. But then
I was like, yeah, life sucks, dude. What the fuck are you gonna do about it? Cry? Come on. We got things to burn down.
I know. And then I got over it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I did it a little bit. But then, like I said,
yeah, it's not like we're totally invulnerable to any emotional state, but at the same time, you got to master your emotions, get over this shit, and continue onward. You can't just get lost in it and dwell on it every waking second of every waking minute. Fucking shit. You got to just get over it, move on.
Yeah, there's people still crying about their high school crush that said no to them on a date.
20 years later.
Yes.
I will sit here and admit, okay, I sit here and do occasionally spend some time pondering, well, what if I actually, didn't break up my high school sweetheart and stayed with her? Would I be in the same position? Because, she forgave me for cheating on her. That's pretty big. But at the same time, I wouldn't have had anywhere half of these experiences if I had done that. Or what would have happened if I would have actually gone through and gotten my degree in college and gotten a better job instead of fucking wasting it away like I did. But then again, it's one of those things I sit there and contemplate, but I don't sit there and dwell on it to the point where it just becomes all consuming. It's just an interesting what if scenario. And then it's like, yeah, and this is what I learned from the experience. And these are the experiences that came from it, both positive and negative, every consequence that came from these decisions, and I had different experiences and more experiences based upon those. So even with the what if scenarios, it's like, yeah, but this is the life I had, not those lives.
Well, and also, it was meant to be. We were supposed to be. What if you weren't supposed to be together? What if it actually got worse and you were a dysfunctional couple?
The funny part is, I heard that from my one friend who's still friends with my high school sweetheart's brother, that she actually turned into a real number, and you dodged a bullet there, Jim.
Yeah,
You didn't know it at the time, but you dodged a bullet.
Yeah, I heard that a couple of times. But the thing for me is I had my heart broken. A girl who I thought we actually had something with left, and that sucked. And I was like, you know what, Jim, we need to do something tonight or whatever, because I just don't want to think about it. And we did. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
But then afterwards, I was like, and it took me a couple days, but it was like, you know what, that happens. Shit happens. How many other people exist in this world?
I mean, life is nothing more than a giant sack of fucking rancid defecation spread out throughout the cosmos.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful one. If you know where to fucking throw the damn shit down and make some fertilizer out of it.
Yep. It can have beautiful moments, and if you get dealt a bad hand, or if you get,
if you get nothing but dealt bad hands, as I've felt I have been, sometimes you just gotta bluff through it, see if people call you on it, and sometimes you win still. May not be the greatest win ever, but you still came out a little bit better than you were before, so that's a victory at least. Not a great one, but a victory nonetheless.
That Gina chick. Mm-hmm. Okay, she's not working for Disney anymore, but she's still working.
Now she's gonna get to make her own fucking film. Instead of someone else's dream, she's doing her own.
And people, well, yeah, but it's for right wing. Yeah, well, whatever.
And she's not gonna be paid as much or whatever. She's still doing it. It's not like,
well, no,
wow.
What they're saying is, well, yeah, but it's for right wing websites, so that's
Who's going to pay attention to that? Right wingers. You know, that's about like half the population. So
yeah, but you know.
But it's not my half the population. Well, fine, then just don't care about it.
I don't care. I only heard about it because you told me to look it up.
Yeah.
I didn't really pay attention.
I just found it interesting, and like, yeah, all these people still screaming about cancel culture, and those words are good. They cannot cancel you if you don't let them. If you just find another way to do it. Fucking shit. Like I said, I was fucking homeless. Even lost rights to my own kids on top of losing everything else. And I built myself back up. And it's not the greatest place I'm in right now, but it's a far cry from, do I want to suck cock for bus fare money?
Yeah,
just because I'm starving.
You can build yourself back up, and I mean, it's
not even oh wow, I want to experiment kind of fucking sucking cock. It's like, I'm desperate, I don't care. It could be diseased for all I care. I just need fucking money.
I can't believe I quoted Evel Knievel, but it's true. He said that, you know, the only failure is when someone refuses to get up after a fall. And he would know. He had some falls in his time.
And many a broken bones.
Because he was jumping a motorcycle that was completely fucking not suitable. He was jumping a Harley Davidson. He should have been jumping a dirt bike, you know, a light dirt bike, but he was jumping a Harley Davidson. So, yeah, he had broken bones, and then he had alcoholism, and hey, he got married to a fucking 30-year-old at the age of like 62.
Yeah, there you go. And what the fuck was that one car manufacturer that didn't enter the game till late?
Yeah.
What was he? I don't know his name. You tell me.
Well, look at Enzo Ferrari.
There you go.
If Enzo Ferrari had died at the age you are, Jim, he would be known as a guy who owned a race team, and maybe dorks like me who know about pre-war racing would know his name. Okay, like all the others, like Delahaye. Who knows what the hell a Delahaye is other than like me and other pre-war nerds? So if he died in 1943, he would be known as a player in pre-war racing. But he didn't. In 1947, at the age of 49, he started Ferrari. Ever heard of Ferrari, Jim?
Exactly.
Ever heard of that little brand from Maranello, Italy, called Ferrari?
Mm-hmm.
So,
And another thing is, don't sit here and, oh God, pull an Elliot Rodger demanding society fucking pay you for what you can't get and just give it to you,
I mean, okay, I'll admit I've been in like a weird place because I'm like, oh my God, I'm only almost 27 and I'm still living at my parents' house. Oh my fucking God, But then I'm like, wait a minute. I have a pretty good thing going here. I could do a lot of stuff on my own. I should just wait. I should just wait and see what happens.
Work on your own things. And once you get enough cash to go on your own, you go on your own. And
yeah, but freaking out about it doesn't actually solve anything. It doesn't actually move the planets forward.
I mean, fuck, I have to work to get every inch of what the hell I get.
Yeah.
And I fucking hate whenever people confuse me, like, oh, you're dwelling on the past, or, oh, you're begging for... No, I'm not. I'm not begging for others to do for me. I'm not waiting for someone else to fix this. I'm going through the entire process of how I think about these things by bringing up, what shaped me, and that's why I think this way. And this is, to see, like, which parts I need to kill, which parts I need to mold, which parts I need to keep. In order to get out of whatever fucking muck I'm in, so that way I can evolve. And then on top of that, I'm doing for myself. I'm not sitting there saying, oh, wow, I'm not sitting here for like months on end begging and pleading with the government to give me free money. I'm fucking going out looking for work, trying to make it myself, I'm not sitting there screaming, redistribute the wealth, redistribute the poontang, so I get some. Like some Elliot Rodger fucking move.
Redistribute the pussy. I'm glad I have some sane people in my life that like, okay, look, yes, you're still there, but you don't have a bad thing going. Do what you do, focus on, try to get money to do your own thing, but don't freak out about it, because freaking out about it isn't actually going to move you forward.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking out about it is actually going to stop you from doing things because you're so busy. Ah, my God.
You're spending more time on, oh my God, it sucks so bad, instead of, okay, how the fuck do I get out of this? What am I doing? What can I work on now to make some money?
Exactly. And I've decided to make a snuff film out of Jim's murder.
Yeah, a snuff film.
Oh, wait, I thought about that years ago. So, no, I mean, but I have sane people who will actually tell me these things rather than, oh, you poor blind man.
Mm-hmm. God.
So, but yes, we should no. Elliot Rogerson wasn't saying we should redistribute he was saying we should kill all women and
he literally did want, like, the good pussy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, kill all the other women, but the good pussy are left to be redistributed as breeders to those who are deemed worthy. Which is pretty much what, redistributing the wealth.
Yes,
you know?
and then after that, he was like, or maybe we should just keep them in labs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, I've been sexually frustrated before, but never to that point.
I mean, I understand what it's like to sit there crying boo-hoo. My friends are all getting laid and I'm not. But, I just had to find the right chick that wanted to give it out,
Yeah. And now with this fucking pandemic.
Oh, yeah. This pandemic's gonna be fucking with people because, oh my God, I can't go outside. Break the law. Fuck the law. So if you get fined or imprisoned, if you keep clogging up the system, it's eventually gonna be like, well, we gotta stop this because we can't fucking build enough prisons to house all the people
They are
that
actually
have fucking
doing
walked
real
out.
life. They're actually doing real life in-person dates now, but they're all, masked and shit like that.
Yeah, the mask thing is still fucking annoying, but oh God,
Yeah, but
it's more annoying hearing people cry.
With the mask, I was actually able to talk to Tyler McCory, a racing driver. Last November, we went to Laguna Seca for like the 2 weeks, and it was like, hey, do you want to talk to Tyler McCory? I was like, shit, yeah. So that was fun. I mean, it's it's masked and.
I mean, the mask is like fucking totalitarian bullshit at this point because it's already been proven, blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, I'd rather not put up with the bitching.
If I'm going to get it... Well, yeah, and whatever. It is what it is. I mean...
I'll make one minor concession just so I could fucking go by my own business.
Yeah. I will too. But yeah, they are actually doing real-life in-person dates again, so that's good. I mean... I was joking with you-know-who. I thought I was pathetic, and I thought I was the only one pathetic enough to do a virtual date.
Yay. And now everyone... Oh, fucking shit. Who wants to do virtual dates? God. Fucking... Right now, because of my finances, I can't go out and see the girlfriend, so we've been doing a lot of online fucking, video chats and shit, and it's like, well, it's wearing on us. We want to see each other again, and like as soon as I get money, we will. But I gotta wait until everything's squared away first.
I think I have more patience than you guys. Just in the fact that I can.
Well, I'm more patient than she is because it's like, yeah, it's annoying me, and I want to fucking just do it. But she's like really whiny about it at times, and I understand. Just mellow out, be a little more patient. It's going to pass. We just got to get the money taken care of, so that way I can get everything taken care of, so I could go hang out for a day, and it'll be cool.
And the cool thing is, it seems to be easing a little bit with the vaccine and shit, and even New York is reopening some concert venues. So hopefully this will blow over soon, and we can go back to. I miss races, man. I miss races.
Yeah.
I mean, going in person. But at the same time, am I going to cry about not going to many races in person? Okay. Something that kind of pisses me off. Today I should have been in Long Beach, but I'm not. Okay, and what is whining about it going to change? Is if you whine enough, is this pandemic suddenly going to end and you're going to be in Long Beach? Just take it. You're not in Long Beach. I know it sucks.
I understand all the politics. Go ahead, bitch about the politics if you want, but at the same time, why not try doing something about it? And breaking the law is always an option. You just got to realize, there are consequences for breaking the law.
It's the whole, I should be at this racetrack. Yeah, okay, and I get it. It sucks, but what is complaining about it going to achieve? Is the race has been canceled. So I don't know. That's what annoys me, is just the constant complaining.
And another thing that just gets me is I don't understand. Maybe it's because we actually did some pretty criminal things in years past that we're kind of immune to the my options are either follow the law and have everything suck, or break the law and have 1 moment of reprieve. Well, I'm no problem there. Let's go 10 miles over the speed limit.
People are terrified of doing that. People are terrified.
It's not like you're going out and murdering someone. You're just breaking a law. It's kind of bullshit.
Yeah, but in California, they could send you to prison for doing it, and they don't want to. Do you remember the story about the guy who? Well, I went on an off-road vacation, so fuck it, I don't care. But do you remember the guy who was paddleboarding with no one around and got sentenced to prison?
I don't remember that, but it sounds like something that happened.
Yeah, there was no one around, and he was out in paddleboarding with no one around. No one was even close to near him, and he got arrested for that.
I say just keep fucking it. More people that say fuck it and break the law, they're not gonna be able to clog the prisons with all of you.
I wish you weren't so averse to country. I was gonna play a G.G. Allen country song just now.
Maybe you should. I'd say you should, but this is going on a while here, man.
Fuck authority. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It's sometimes breaking the law is the best option.
Yeah, really. I mean, that's all part of rolling the punches, and it's a way you can get knocked down because you're breaking the law. There's consequences for that, but rule 1, don't get caught. Rule 2, if enough of you do it, they're going to stop caring about the law.
But also the snitchers, and unfortunately, most punk rockers are snitchers these days.
Yeah, fucking pud whackers. What the hell happened to legalize murder?
Whatever
right,
happened,
you listen to pop punk, not real punk.
Whatever happened to legalize murder? Mm-hmm. But do you remember that video you showed me with the pop punk guy?
Oh, God.
And he was annoying, but he made a good point, is that, a lot of the punk stuff is, like I said, they're the quarantine breaker snitchers.
Mm-hmm. Instead of, let's defy authority. Let's, sit there and suckle the fucking government's cock. Instead of, fucking, and lick its asshole clean instead of fucking, breaking the law. Breaking the law.
Yes. It's I don't know.
Fucking you went from counterculture to complete sycophant.
Yep. You went from legalized murder, or there was a band called The Queers. Before they became a pop punk band, they were actually a really good band, and they were very irreverent. Hell, you went from Blood Sausage to you're a quarantine breaker.
Mm-hmm. I'm just reminded, sausage. There was a cheat on this one game called M. Dickey's Wrestling Empire, where you could just make the ring randomly explode. So I'd let the other guy do his intro, he'd get in the ring. Then during my intro, while I was supposed to be walking in the ring, I'd hit down the button and he'd blow up until he was nothing but a torso.
Ow.
A charred torso. Then I'd get in the ring, they'd start the match, and I'd just instantly pin the charred torso. Then after they rang the bell, I'd continue beating the shit out of it for a while. Then walk out of the ring, blow it up some more, and then it would cut. He was.
see,
Don't worry, he didn't die from losing all 4 limbs in his head. He was just injured for 42 weeks.
Wow. And then he recovers. But the thing is like, I got right out of the punk scene because, like I said, these people were these fucking people are talking about how pants are sexist. Certain types of pants are sexist because they're tight, or vegans or whatever.
Oh God, really? Or happen to fucking do it yourself. Do what you want to do. I don't give a fuck. Just don't fuck with me.
Make punk dangerous again. I mean,
I'm infected with AIDS, and I fuck everything, and I kill everything I fuck. Great Gigi Allen song.
Back when, but yeah, now it's ugh. So I met a thing, and someone called a band fairy metal. Okay, and one of the admins, who was a punk fan, is that a homophobic joke? Because back in the 60s, they called gay people fairies. When's the last time you heard gay people being called fairies?
Aside from old timers that are on death's door.
Yeah, but
even my aunt doesn't. 'Cause that's how old the term is. She doesn't use it, and she uses a lot of old timey terms that are from the 60s and 70s.
She was literally just looking for something to piss her off. And she found fairy metal because people used to call fairy metal because they sing about fucking fairies. It's airy fairy metal. It's it's flower metal. Jim's favorite genre.
Yay.
But yeah, she was.
But you had to listen to something to man up after reading the manifesto of Elliot Rodger, and God, you couldn't take anything more than flower metal after that. And then you gotta ease your way back into death metal and thrash and all that.
Or my friend who, what was it? It was Elliot Rodger's manifesto, and then it was Magical Diary, where he's like, I actually watched Gem to man up. So that's how bad
it was a fun gun to play, but dear God, was it girly.
Yeah, it was, but it was fun to play.
I'm too stupid to meet people.
What's Eldridge?
Is that like a sandwich? Oh my God, no, we're too dumb. We're too dumb to meet people. She's got to be off on her own for a while.
Oh no, that was fun. So yes, so people are just looking for shit to offend them now. I mean, I've been on metal chats where this band has a song where their lyrics might be, referencing something that could possibly be Nazi. In one song, it's like, okay, I'm not really interested in that. If the band said Hitler is my homeboy, then maybe I won't support them. But if there's a song that could possibly be interpreted as being Nazi adjacent, I don't care. Okay, that is not Bound for Glory. Bound for Glory, great band. I will not buy anything they release.
That's right. I'll listen to it for free. I'm not going to support them financially.
No, fuck that. I would feel so horrible if I did that.
Yeah.
But I will. But a band who might be, a lyric might be construed as
it's like
being
fucking
related.
Slayer's Angel of Death all over again. Oh my God, they're pro-Nazis. Did you even listen to it? Like, it's a band that likes singing about evil. Nazi is evil. You don't grasp the equation here? No.
Well, Morgan from Marduk said that, isn't it funny how if you make a painting about World War II, it's fine. If you write a movie about World War II, fine. But as soon as you start singing about World War II, then we have problems.
Yeah, especially attempting to, humanize people, show you how, we could be just as pliable as the fucking people that got swept up in the Nazi bullshit, because, part of it was, the same things that drive people to fucking embrace this pandemic. Fear that something bad's happening, and something bad did happen. There was an economic collapse, and oh my God, and we lost wars. Oh my God, not like we haven't lost wars and fucking stalemated them for so long. They're just continuous. No, this can't happen today, even though the same exact situations are presenting themselves.
Well, that and Hitler presented a new way.
And that's all it takes is that silver tongue saying, I got the new way.
But at the same time, every Nazi, every person involved in Nazism was utterly evil. But at the same time, what about Slayer telling a history? They weren't saying this was good or bad. They were saying this happened. Here's something that, I mean, if
and this was his viewpoint. You see, like how he just pretty much discarded the humanity of people. Isn't that something we're supposed to try to avoid if we're so enlightened?
I mean, I looked him up once, and I was remembering lyrics because those are all shit he did. You know, how long can he last in this frozen water burial?
Just fucking people, a group of people dehumanized to the point where, you know, they're deemed Trump supporters, and you could just fucking use them as medical experiments however you want.
Yes.
Because they're not worth being human beings anymore because they said I voted for Trump.
Which I'm sure some people would like to see happen.
Yeah.
Or, well, I mean, how many comments have you seen where if something happens in like a southern state, I'm sure those are Trump supporters, good riddance. It's like, wow, what if I said that about your mother?
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure you would completely agree.
I've seen the right say, oh, good, let California go to hell because, you know, they're all fucking liberal libtards and all this. It's like, dude, yeah, there's a lot of fucking people that annoy me too, but, you know, I've talked to at least one guy I kind of, like, don't want to die yet because, you know, it's fun bullshitting with them from time to time.
Hey, I know some people in California. I don't want them to die yet.
Yeah.
I'm in California. I like living.
Yeah. Now, once I get them out, I might stop caring, but, you know.
But seriously, though, fuck Pennsylvania.
No, fuck you. But at the same time, yes, fuck Pennsylvania. At least our governor. And
well, yeah. He's not very popular in racing chats.
He's not very popular across the state. I mean, maybe some of the big cities love him, and that's why he might have a huge number of support, because the big cities love him. But everywhere else, other than those, like, 2.5 cities, fucking want his blood.
Have they attempted to, like, recall him? Because in California, they're trying to recall the governor at the moment.
They're trying to impeach him. He's in his last term. He can't be voted out.
Oh, shit. Yeah, because right now they're trying to recall Newsom, and they're saying that, of course, his recall is tied to far right groups. I'm like, I think it's just tied to people who are sick of this.
But everything that disagrees with me has to be a far right group. It can't be, you know, another fucking far lefty that, like, just disagrees with one thing. Or has suffered because of it. It can't be someone I would normally agree with on everything else, because they do agree with everything else. They just differ on this one point. No, they're far right now.
I can't even say I hope things get more sane, but it would be kind of nice if things got more sane.
At the same time, people are making money hand over fist with it going more and more insane just because it's fun to point and laugh at people going insane.
Yeah, but fuck, it doesn't do my headaches any good.
Yeah, I know, because it's stupid insanity, not fun insanity.
It's not fun, it's not, I have a cult, I'm going to become a disciple.
I'm going to become a disciple of myself who is God, that makes me Messiah. Wait, what? Oh, God.
I don't know. All I know is, if you get knocked down,
get back up. That's what you gotta do. Doesn't matter how far you did. Doesn't matter if you're some huge name actress. who fucking got swept off her game and just had to find a new one and was popular enough to get so real quick. Or if you got fucking sent down to fucking be homeless and sleeping under a bridge, losing everything including rights to your own kids, hell, you could still get back up from that. Doesn't matter if you're at the top or bottom. You can still, once you get knocked down, just stand the fuck up and keep going.
Keep going, because
Fight for what you want. Struggle for what you want. Do what needs done to get what you want.
because only when you refuse to stand up have you truly lost.
Exactly. That's all we're gonna tell you, kids.
This has been the Swine Brothers Show. You can email us at cosmicgodsdie@gmail.com or like us on Facebook. Swine Brothers on Facebook. Like, comment, and subscribe. We need and share.
Be certain to share, because people don't like sharing from our thing.
Yes, share with anyone. Just, if you know someone who you think will like this show.
Thanks to Gina Gabler from You Got Her Gods for this great fucking intro and outro.
Yes. Anyway, that's the Jim. I'm the Elliot.
Get fucked, people. We'll see you next
We'll
time.
see you next time, kids.
I hate being at work when my balls itch, man. You can't just fucking reach in your pants and scratch them.
Alright, get it out of here. It's starting to smell. That was fun.